Stand up, football fans. Don't know how many people are going to get here. It's a midday show, but figured I'm off today. Might as well try to do a live stream. Talk some Odell Beckham. We'll have the phone lines open in a minute or two. Yes, Bobby, we're going to be able to take calls. And I figured anybody who didn't have the opportunity to call in yesterday because it was so packed will be able to call in today if they would like. Chris Goody, what's going on? Bobby, what's going on? Amkar, what's going on? Of course, still a day. We're still recovering from the Odell Beckham trade from yesterday. It was a shocker. I'm taking positives from it, though. I think the Giants can definitely make some good use out of this trade. I will stand by saying that. What's going on, Nathaniel? What's going on, Barboski? Thank you guys for tuning in. MH, stand up. Just doing a midday show today for anybody who missed yesterday. Because I went late. Anybody who wants a chance to call in because the lines were flooded. Joe Lutz, what's going on, my man? Now, obviously, I wanted to talk a little broad NFL as well. Earl Thomas just went to the Ravens on a 4-year, $55 million contract. They also got Mark Ingram, so a couple of nice pickups for them with that. I'm gonna have the Twitter open in case anything big pops up. I'll keep you guys updated. But right now, that's all I have to report on as far as big signings. Waiting on to see if the Giants sign anybody else. We'll see. I think they got a little extra cap space in that Odell trade. Not much, though. Maybe $1 million. So we'll see if they do anything. But we'll keep you guys updated with that. BK Sports Talk, what's going on? Texas Liberty, Christopher Columbus. How you doing? Yeah, I'm off today. So I figured TGT, what's going on? Jim, what's going on? Troy Flett. Yeah, 4 years, 55. I'm glad the Giants didn't do that. Jack, what's going on? Chris Sinor, what's going on? The Real Extoration, what's going on? I just want to do another show because yesterday the lines were so packed. Doe John, what's going on? How you doing? New York Life, William Pascal, what's going on? Jags Perfect, how you doing? I want to do another show to give people an opportunity to call in that didn't get to last night. I know some people were upset they didn't get to call in. So, we're going to keep the lines open. We're going to report on any news in terms of free agents while we're live. I'll try to pay attention to the Twitter as much as I can. What's going on, Smash Talk? How you doing? Redman, what's going on? Texas Liberty, stand up. Guillermo, how you doing, buddy? So, Guillermo's a happy camper as a Jet fan yesterday. I'm sure getting Le'Veon Bell. Whitney in the house. Sperm Cell got the call in, Chris. He got the call in at the end. He was one of my last callers. Dark Demonic, what's going on? I appreciate that, my man. Eric, Joe Lutz, well, we got my tattoo up. Oh, wow. All right, bro, what are you getting tattooed? Giants Super Bowl champions 2021. Yeah, well, I would want Anthony Barr, too. Long day yesterday. It was a surprising day. But as Giants fans, you got to pick yourself off the mat. And you got to look, and Matt Paradis was a big miss for you guys. You got to look for what positives can come from this trade. And a lot of, when you take yourself away from the player, if you loved Odell Beckham, and you look at this objectively and fairly, there's a lot of positives that could come from this trade. A lot. Tyrod Taylor, signing, why is my camera so blurry? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on here? Might have to switch. Oh, there we go. Tyrod Taylor signing with the Chargers. I didn't even know that, but he's a backup. You know, at this point in his career, he's a journeyman backup. It's an okay pickup for you guys. A lot of well, I mean, you can look at it either way, Evan. If you're people who love Odell are going to think it's negative no matter what. They are. They're going to think it's negative no matter what. All right, let's open up the phone lines. Delano, what's going on? Yeah. I figured I'd pop on for anybody who didn't get an opportunity to call in. Maybe some people have second thoughts after the trade yesterday. I had a day to think it over. So I want to give people an opportunity to voice themselves, and we'll talk broad sports. We'll talk free agency. Chris, I just want to let you know that Gettleman is a sucker and a liar. He's the same reason why Josh Norman was sent packing for no reason. Whitney, I understand... if you love, and I understand it. It's Odell Beckham. It's not a guy that a lot of Giants fans are going to have ease trading. I understand it. But I'm going to try to explain why I think they made the trade. and why I think it could, not will, could be a good move. We still have a lot of pieces and things that need to happen for this to work out, but I think it definitely can. All right, let's open up the lines. Phone number is 914-481-3540. 914-481-3540. Who are you talking about, Tevin? The Giants or the Jets? I don't want to move up, Guillermo. I do not want to move up to get any quarterback. I don't want to move up to get any quarterback. I think Metcalf's going to be a Jaguar as well. I think that's the right number. I hope that's the right number. 914-481-3540. Let me, sometimes I screw this up. Let me make sure. Oh, you know what? Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. I know what happened. Hold on. Whenever I restart my computer for some reason, you have to reinstall the, I don't know why. You have to reinstall the Skype. That's what happened. So we'll have it up in a second. I was like, why aren't we getting calls? People were begging to call yesterday. This will take a minute. Let me get back to the chat. No, of course not, Tevin. Are you kidding me? Listen, this is sports. People who can't listen to other people's opinions, you're not being objective. I'm always willing to listen to people's opinions. All right, so Skype is now working, so you should be able to call now. All right, first caller, what is going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Entertainer, what up, brother? This is William Paschal.
What's going on, William Paschal? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, brother. I'm excited, man. I was a little down by Odell, but it's true. You don't just win Super Bowls with high-priced receivers. I loved him. He was one of the most dominant receivers we recently had. And I remember when we won the Super Bowls, we really didn't have first-string wide receivers. Burris became a first-string wide receiver once we beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Amani Toomer was a great wide receiver. Hilliard, he was a good receiver. So I'm just excited about this year. I'm going to be very optimistic about our year, and I hope from this trade that we become the New York Giants of the old for the future and get back to the dominating ways of winning. And the only way we're going to do that, and everybody knows, defense wins championships.
Spot on, man. So, spot on, man.
I'm not even mad at Dave Gettleman. He has to do his fucking job. If we're in rebuild mode, excuse me for cussing.
No.
If we're in rebuild mode, he needs to do what he needs to do from here on with free agency. Address everything that we need with the offensive line. We need another right tackle. I feel like we also need depth when it comes to the offensive line. And then address the defense.
Yeah.
We need corners. We need a middle linebacker. I feel like we need
everything. Harder. We need everything.
Yeah, basically.
but now this is what I love. Whether or not we don't know if this is going to be the right decision or not for a couple of years. But this is what I love about the New York Giants and Dave Gettleman. Dave Gettleman last year, everybody said he was a moron for taking Saquon Barkley. The media said he's an idiot. You got to take Donald.
No, I love the signing.
I love the signing too. But what I love about the Giants, whether you agree with their move or not, you know they're doing what they feel is right. Because Dave Gettleman looked at the fan base and said, no, you're wrong. I'm doing what I think is right for this team. And Mara and the owners allow him to do that. A lot of owners would not allow him to do that. Because the Mara know that they're losing money by making this trade. They know they're going to lose fans. They know they're going to lose jersey sales. But they care about winning. And I think that
that's what it's about.
And that's what it's about. And I think this move in the long run is going to work out to more wins. Not this year, but down the line.
Yeah, because the way I also look at it too, and Chris, is because, bro, I feel like next year, New York is the city. You've seen what the Jets just did. They're not even finished. Okay? I want us to have money next year So when we want to sign whoever we need to sign, we can do that.
Right.
So I'm always being optimistic about the future because this is now, which is present. The future is later. So I hope from this point on that Big Blue do what they got to do. And maybe everybody that felt like we should have signed Weddle or we should have signed this guy, we should have signed that guy. It was reason why Dave Gettleman and them did not bring them in. They also went to Kyler Murray's pro day today, and he's meeting with them. So I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, I heard about that. I've been busy this morning, but I heard that they were impressed with Kyler Murray.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, bro, I got an eye for this Chris Entertainer, a.k.a. my big bro, my G bro. I want to come on the show, man.
Yeah.
I really want you to show me the ropes, show me how to do this thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I got the eye. I feel like I got the heart for it.
No, man. I may start doing that. I may start doing that once a week or once every other week, having a subscriber come on via video if you have a camera and all that, and do it.
Yeah, I got a camera on my phone.
Maybe I'll start doing that in a couple of weeks. I got to get everything sorted out, but maybe I'll have 2 or 3 video guests a week, a show or something like that. But yeah, man, no. I love. You got to take positives from this. You got to hope that things work out. That's all you can do as a fan. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah. I'm not one of these fans that's gonna say I hope Odell Beckham sucks. I hope he does well, and I hope.
No. He's a dominating wide receiver, bro. I love the fact that he had the passion, in him to want to win. Remember that game where Carolina was whooping our ass, and him and I don't know whether it was
Josh Norman,
and him beefing that day.
Yeah.
But I promise you, Odell went on the sideline. He reminds me of Lawrence Teller, but just in the wide receiver defensive way. If you get what I'm saying.
He's passionate.
You know what I mean? He has the mindset like Lawrence Teller. Yeah. My only thing now that he's in Cleveland, he's with his boy. They both like the ball.
He's gonna be happy. He's gonna be happier in Cleveland. I think him and Baker Mayfield will gel better. I think him and obviously Jarvis Landry, college teammates. I think he's happier there, and I think the Giants. I think the Giants are going to be happier without him too. To be honest with you, long term.
Yeah, we're gonna. I hope we look at Metcalf.
We could. It depends. I still don't want to take a receiver until the second pick in the first round, 17th pick. But if Metcalf is there, you could certainly look there. You could look at a Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, I'm talking to my mom. I told her to put a hoodie on because we get ready to go out.
Oh, okay.
So, but other than that, no, bro. Like I said, man, I'm excited about this year. I'm excited about next year and the years to come, bro. Because, like I said, I've been a Giants fan since '86, bro. Man. Since '86, I'm 42 years old. So I've been true blue.
So you've seen all the Super Bowls, and you know how this team wins. It's by pounding the ball down your throat and playing defense, and that's what we got to get back to.
And that's how we won when we won our Super Bowls. We won the Super Bowls because of defense and great offense. Everybody wanted to talk about when Eli got away from the Patriots, when he spun out and then threw the ball to Tyree. That was luck. No, it wasn't. Eli wasn't even a scrambling quarterback.
Well, he was younger. The other thing was the defense is what kept us in that game. I mean, the pass rush was all over Brady the whole game, and that's how you win the. It's not rocket science. The NFL teams like the Chiefs put up a ton of points, but without defense, you don't win Super Bowls. And especially in New York in the cold climate, you need to build a team a certain way, and the Giants got to get back to that. They got to get back to jamming, which is why they took Saquon Barkley.
Right.
But
everybody said then Dave Gettleman, the regret, the fact that he didn't draft a quarterback. And I'm not down in Sam Darnold because those are our younger brothers. I felt like the Giants been superior, and we're the big brothers, and the Jets are the little brothers. So I applaud Sam Darnold.
I mean, I'm not one of these fans that roots for bad things for the Jets. I root for the Jets.
Right.
I'm just a Giants fan first.
Exactly. For naturally, big blue runs in my veins, bro. Like, I love the Giants. My mom would tell you yesterday I was kind of disappointed, but then when I looked at what we got, compensation for Odell Beckham. Are you serious?
You got to be positive. Got to be positive.
Yeah, we got Jabril Peppers. We got the 17th overall pick in the first round, third round pick.
And
we also have the 6th pick.
And cap space.
and cap space.
Long term.
And that's what it's truly about, rather than taking cap hits and all that stuff, not being able to sign who you want and who you need. It's not so much as a want, it's a need.
Right.
We're at that stage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you,
That's
man.
where we're at now.
I'm going to let you go because I got people calling in. But I just want to say I love the positivity. I love that you're a diehard Giants fan. And
Always,
we'll definitely talk more in the future.
All right, man. And make sure you hit me up, man.
Yeah.
My emails are Kelly Paschal at 178 gmail.com.
Put it in the comments or give me your Twitter. Okay. Give me your Twitter, whatever you have, and we'll talk.
Yeah, because I'm not getting off. I'm going to still be listening. And I'm going to chime in once in a while. All right, bro?
Sounds good, buddy. Have a good one.
All right, man. You too, bro.
All right. Next call. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, Chris?
What's going on? How you doing, buddy?
You know what this is, right?
Bobby?
Yes.
Bobby Montagna, big Patriots fan, has a good perspective on things. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man, I just kind of wanted to call in and give you guys like an unbiased, you know what I mean? Kind of like outside the fan base point of view.
Right.
This is a good move for you guys. As much as, people think it's going to hurt, it may hurt you this year. You might have to
Bobby,
wins or, you know what I mean? Something like that.
There you go. You were breaking up for a second. You're back now, though. You're back.
Yeah, so it may hurt you this year. You might have to suffer through another 5-6 win season. But it's going to set you guys up for the next 5 pretty good. Yeah,
if they do things properly, I agree with you. Long term, I've been saying this since I've been on YouTube. You cannot pay a wide receiver 10% of your cap. It's as simple as that and win Super Bowls. It's very hard. And you as a Patriots fan know that better than anybody.
You give wide receivers – look, man, you can't give wide receivers quarterback money. You can't.
Yeah.
So this move is going to set you guys up well for the next 5 years. Because they're going to go out and they're going to take all that money that they saved and they're going to, get this. If I was a Giant fan, this would put a lot of faith in Gettleman because that would do this a lot of guts to pull the trigger on this thing. Because you know damn well he knew he's going to catch a ton of flack for trading, one of the guys on the team that puts butts in seats.
Right. No, listen, man, I'm proud to be a Giants fan, and I'm not. It's not like I was rooting to trade Beckham. I'm not even happy and ecstatic that they trade him, but I'm proud that I root for a team where they let the guys at the top,
the team,
do what they're supposed to do and make the decisions and not let the fan base. A lot of owners would have folded to Odell Beckham. They would have said, "This guy's way too popular. He makes way too much money for my organization. I can't trade this guy no matter what. This guy can do whatever he wants. I'm going to crawl and hide. I'm going to let him do everything he does off the field. I'm going to let him be a bad teammate to his quarterback. And I'm going to pay this guy $20 million because he's going to make me money because fans love this guy." But at the end of the day, paying a wide receiver that much money, they know. They're not stupid. They know that you don't win. And they signed this guy so they could trade him. That's what happened.
Well, that's what I mean. This. Like I said, it should put faith in, Giants fans in the organization that, they're willing to make a move like that. To, sacrifice 1 year, for the next 5.
I'm with you, man. I long term, I think this. I'm not saying it will because still got to see what they do with the money. But long term, I like that they have more flexibility now and they could start building the team the right way in the trenches and getting a quarterback and everything else. I like the direction of the team. Not for this year, but for the future.
All the Giants fans out there, listen, man, I'm a Patriot fan, and if I can say this, as much as I hate saying it, because you some bitches beat us in the Super Bowl twice, but I'm telling you, it sets you guys up for the next 5 to 6 years really well. Gettleman's gonna take that money, and he's going to do what's necessary. Maybe not in this draft, but definitely next year. I could see you guys making 2 or 3, big moves to kind of get you back on track.
Yeah, I think it's making a move like this is more about longevity than immediate Yeah. Yeah, and I think they're setting themselves up well. We'll see what they can do with it. Last night I was devastated. Yeah, meet the Mets. I'm glad that you're feeling better. I saw that Jake popped in the chat. I wanted to say hello to him because I know he was here the whole time. But anything else, buddy, before I let you go?
No, that's good. I'm just saying. I just wanted to give you guys kind of like
No, it's always good to get
like
an outside fan's perspective. Yeah, it's always good to get an outside fan's perspective.
It's a smart move. Like I said, it might hurt you. Quarterback situation, and you know what I mean, it may hurt you this year, but I'm telling you, the next 5 are going to be really good. You guys, you'll be right back up there in 2 years. There's a definite possibility now that you'll be right back up in playoff contention.
I hear you, man. I definitely think we could be back there. Not this year, the year after. I think we could be a good team. And I think that they're going to have a nice, young, youthful team with all these extra draft picks. They're going to have a young quarterback. They're going to come up together, which is what you want. You want your top.
Like this should put a lot of.
Yeah, and they got to do it while Barkley's still in his rookie contract. So I think they're gonna try to pounce next year, next year's offseason. They're gonna get their quarterback in this draft or next, and then sign some big players that are young, come up together with all the draft picks, and I think the Giants will have a bright future.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the next 5 years look good for them. It looks good.
Yeah, but I appreciate the call, Bobby. Keep up the great work on your channel as well, man.
Easy, Chris.
All right, have a good one. All right. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Chris? How you doing, man?
What's going on? I'm sorry, who's this?
This is Jose.
Jose Reyes?
Calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Love this guy. Big Met fan, big Giant fan, Nick fan. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, what's up, bro? Just, calling, say hi, calling about the trade. Man, this is something that the Giants needed to do. This had to happen.
Yeah.
The problem with this trade is the timing, man. This was supposed to happen like last year.
Right.
But it had to happen. Okay? Now, what the Giants need to do is they need to trade for Rosen. Okay? Get a pass rusher with the number 6. And right tackle with the 17th pick they got from the Browns. All right. Now I'm gonna say this: they still, even if they get Rosen, a pass rusher, a tackle, they still gonna suck next year.
It takes time, man. I would say in 2 years they could be competitive, a good team. But next year I'm not expecting much. I mean, maybe if everything breaks right. With an improved offensive line and Saquon,
5-6 games,
maybe 7, but they're not going to be a very good team. Yeah.
And I mean, we're rebuilding. I don't really like Gettleman also, but I mean, there's nothing to do at this point, and it is what it is. John Mara has, I'm sure he believes in this guy. Here in North Carolina, I live here. Everyone hates this fucking guy, But at this point, I don't know what to think about him, to be honest with you. I just don't know. Because we're rebuilding.
Well, the one thing I'll say about Gettleman, and Carolina fans might not like him because they have a sour taste in their mouth, I guess, because of how it ended. But when he got there, the Panthers were one of the worst teams in football. He had them in a Super Bowl 3 years later. Gettleman knows.
It's true. That's true.
Gettleman knows how to build football teams, and you got to trust him. And everything that he did in last year's draft was great. His free agency moves were a little mind-numbing. Jonathan Stewart probably not the best decision, but a couple other moves that Connor Barwin was not a great pickup. But you could always criticize some moves general managers make. Nobody's perfect, but he had a good draft last year. And I like his mindset. I like that he wants to build from the inside out, the offensive line, the pass rush. That's what the Giants have had to do for years. That is what Jerry Reese did not do. Not to say that he didn't try. He drafted some early round free offensive linemen, but they were horrible. And the Giants have to fix that offensive line.
For me, the biggest problem with this, with all this that it's going on with the Giants is we're wasting Barkley's, good years. Not good years, but when he's not making a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
well, that's why I think they really have to
in
make
3 years from now, he's gonna ask probably, like a 4-year, $80 million.
And you know what? They're gonna have to give it to him because he deserves it. As long as he maintains what he's doing, he's that good. But no, I agree with you. That's why I think next year they're gonna have to pounce. They're gonna have to spend a ton with all that cap space they have, and they're gonna have to, and they're gonna have 2 years now of draft picks, of early draft, 3 years in a row of early draft picks. They're gonna be able to build a youth movement, and next year they're gonna have a foundation set for their quarterback.
Yep.
You know.
All right, man. Well, it was good. It was good talking to you, brother.
Man, you're a great subscriber, man. I appreciate you calling in, buddy.
Hey, no problem. Take it easy.
All right, man. Have a good one. Mr. Bad Dog is in the house. What's going on, Bad Dog? Bad Dog, of course, will be on the channel tonight when we talk Giants. And if you have not checked out his channel, please do so. Can you turn the volume down, please?
Oh, my bad.
No, it's okay.
Okay, there is.
What's going on, man? Who's
Okay, this is what Justin from Ohio.
Justin from Ohio. I'm assuming you're a Browns fan?
No, Giants.
Okay. What's up, man?
This is what the Giants should do. You either trade the number 6 pick or you trade here's the positive of trading Saquon to the 49ers. You get that number 2 pick, and guess who you pick? You get Nick Bosa, who is a freaking beast. I live around Ohio State fans. They rave over this guy.
Wait.
Nick Bosa.
You want to trade Saquon Barkley?
Yes.
We can't do it. We can't trade Saquon Barkley. We drafted the guy 2nd overall. He's a great leader. He's a great teammate. Why? I don't understand why we would ever trade Saquon Barkley. Beckham, I understood because he was not a good guy on to his teammates. He threw Eli under the bus. He was a diva. He was making a ton of money. Barkley makes no sense to me. He's a guy that I think you want here, that you want to build the team around. He's a great leader. He's a great teammate. And he's a great player. I would never want to trade Saquon Barkley. He's a Giant for life, in my opinion. I would never want to trade him.
Yes, it is going to hurt to lose Saquon. But the draft capital you could get back from Barkley will really help this defense. It's addition by subtraction because you just added Nick Bosa at 2 and Devin White at 6.
But why not just keep Saquon Barkley, take Devin White if you want to take him at 6, and take Montez Sweat at 17, or take Calais and Farrell at 17. I'd rather have Barkley and a Farrell than no Barkley and Bosa.
I don't know. This just.
I don't want to trade Barkley. I never want to trade Barkley. Barkley's a Giant. There's no reason to trade Barkley. He's a great player. He's a guy that you want to keep around.
He's a great player. But what's the point of having Barkley if there's just going to be 10 men in the box just going right at him?
Well, next year, if you're just thinking for next year, Barkley may struggle a bit but the thing is, I still think they're going to be able to throw the football because I think Barkley's a threat, and it's not like they have no weapons. Sterling Shepard isn't chopped liver. Evan Ingram isn't chopped liver. Those guys are athletic players. They can get open. They can make plays, and they could draft a wide receiver too. Let's not forget that. They could take a wide receiver. They could take a wide receiver at 17. They could take a wide receiver in the 2nd round. There's guys like Paris Campbell going to be available in the 2nd round. N'Keal Harry. There's talented wide receivers that you're going to be able to put on this offense if you want in the 2nd round. You could even get a guy like the slot receiver out of UMass in the 3rd or 4th round. So there's guys in this draft that the Giants can take to upgrade their receiving core. There's no way I ever trade Saquon Barkley.
And Sterling Shepard is on the last year of his contract.
Well,
they'll bring re-signed.
I think they bring him back now that Beckham isn't here. I think they bring him back.
No, I think they trade Sterling Shepard.
I don't. Well, we'll see. I wouldn't rule it out, but I don't think so. I think they keep Sterling Shepard now that Beckham's gone. I wouldn't rule it out.
But I just want the Giants to keep getting draft capital. Get that 1st overall pick next year and just trade it for the next 2 years. Try getting back-to-back years of having that 1st overall pick and trade it the next 2 years. And then with all that draft capital in the 3rd year of the rebuild process, then you start getting that offense built back up with a built back up defense.
I don't think it's going to take that long. I think next year, not this year coming up, the year after, I think they could be a good football team. I think they're going to have another probably top 5, 6, 7, 8 pick next year. They'll be able to draft some nice players in next year's draft. You're going to have a ton of money to spend in free agency. And they already have a good evolving offensive line. So, I mean, you paid Soldier a ton of money. So they're not planning to be good in 5 years. They're planning to be good the year after next. They're planning to be good the year after next, in my opinion. But go ahead.
Yeah, but how much money are you going to have to pay Saquon Barkley?
Well, Saquon Barkley,
because he is
you still got him
generational talent.
You still got him under contract on his rookie deal for 4 more years. So if they don't do well next year, you still have 3 years where you have a window where he's under his rookie contract. And even when he hits free agency, say they don't take a quarterback this year, say they wait till the following draft. You're then gonna
I would do.
Okay, what you would do. They're going to have that quarterback under a rookie contract for 2 extra years once Barkley hits his big deal. So you'll be able to pay that quarterback a rookie deal for the first 2 years of Barkley's big deal. So if you sign Barkley to a 3 or 4 year deal after the fact, by the time that quarterback hits the big money, you could even franchise the quarterback the first year, so you're not paying him above and beyond, and then Barkley comes off the books, and then you pay the quarterback the money, and you rebuild that way. So I think it's all going to work out. But I'm going to let you go, buddy, because I got other people calling in, but thank you for the call.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, my man. Waiting for the next call. Thank you for the call. What's going on, Show Intelligence? How you doing? William Watson in the house. Stephen Perez. All right, let's take the next call. You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hello?
Hello. Who's this?
Lucas Milk.
Lucas Milk. How you doing, buddy?
And, my power's just flickering on and off in the middle of a blizzard.
I hear you. So, what's your take on this Beckham situation?
I was shocked when he was traded last night.
Yeah, well, I think we all were shocked. It's a now you've had a day to recover, you've had a day to breathe. What do you think of the move? What do you think of the future of the Giants? Are you happy?
I think I'm a bit happy. We basically got. Well, I think it's another win-win trade between the Giants and the Browns again.
Okay. So you think it'll work out for both teams?
Yeah. They get themselves Odell, and we get a pick, 2 picks, and Jerome Peppers.
And cap space down the line.
And cap space, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good move for both sides. Cleveland's in win now. We're not necessarily in win now. Down the road, we could be in win now mode.
Yeah, I think it's going to take some time, some patience from Giant fans. We weren't going to win with Beckham next year anyway. We weren't going to win with Beckham. And look, I look at it like this. Yeah. What's your window if you keep Beckham? He was going to be making $20 million a year. You're going to have to pay Barkley in 3 years, big money. You're going to have to pay your quarterback eventually big. There was no way they were going to be able to obtain all these guys on big deals down the line. Maybe there would have been a 2-year window where you would have been competitive with both Barkley and Beckham on the team. And by that point, Beckham's probably 28. You don't know if he's going to continue to have injuries. You don't know how he's going to be with the rookie quarterback. There's a lot of things you have to worry about if you keep Beckham. So I don't hate the move. I don't hate this trade. I don't.
No, I don't hate it either.
Yeah.
All that money and the injury concerns.
Yeah. But anything else, Lucas?
Nope. Just wanted to let you know that I'm in a blizzard. It's really bad. It has wind speeds up to a Category 1 hurricane.
Wow. Well, I hope you're all right. I hope everything's all right. I hope you stay safe.
Yeah. I'm still going to watch your streams, even though my power might go
as long as the internet stays up. But I'm going to let you go, buddy. I got people calling in. Thank you for the call.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think we've got who's Mark on the line.
Hello?
Mark, what's up, buddy?
What's going on there, buddy?
What's popping? What's popping? What's going on, my man?
Well, as I, wake up this morning, and as I'm watching my television, and as I'm watching ESPN rip the organization, I kind of, you know what's crazy? The trade last night kind of put Giants in a spot, I believe, where next year is going to be a tanking season.
Right.
But they better make sure that second year that we will have a contending team, at least to the playoffs.
Yeah, Mark, could you just do me a favor, just because turn down the volume a little bit on the TV?
Yeah, my television. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I think this year they're not gonna be a contending team, and I think that's fair to not assume that. I don't think they would have been a contending team with Beckham this year. I just think there's way too many holes. They didn't have enough money to spend in free agency.
Right.
Now, they could have been a contending team next year with Beckham, and I think they can be a contending team next year without him. Because all the cap space they're going to have, and it's 2 years' worth of early drafts, because we assume they're going to be picking in the top 10 next year, bare minimum. So you're going to have early draft picks in this year's draft. They have 12 picks in this year's draft.
But you see the thing is, it's not that the fans are kind of just like going crazy because we kept the 38-year-old quarterback. That is the thing.
No, I understand.
That is the big thing. So why don't we go? Why didn't we just let him go and just go with the quarterback that we have, and then we could lose with him going into next year?
Right. Well, here, and I completely get that mindset. And first thing I'm going to say, and I think you're just saying release him, because the first thing I'm going to say is there's no way we could trade Eli. We could trade Beckham because Beckham has value. Nobody wants Eli at this point. The only two teams that could have potentially wanted Eli, in my opinion, that were kind of in a mode where they were in win now, but they desperately needed an experienced quarterback, were the Broncos, but they went out and they got Joe Flacco, and the Jaguars, but they went out and they got Nick Foles. So there's really no places to send Eli. So you can't really trade him. Now, at this point in Eli's career, he has nothing to play with.
He's been done the last 3 years, bro.
At least 2. And there's no place that he can go. And if I'm Eli, the only reason Eli plays next year is for the money and I guess the love of the game. But he can't think that this team's going to compete next year. And the only reason I would say to keep Eli this year would be to mentor Haskins in a year where you know you're not going to compete anyway if you draft Haskins. There's nobody better to learn from to how to play in New York and handle the media and the Giants, and a good guy to teach him the playbook and everything than Eli. And I don't think Haskins would be ready to start from day one because he's only played 13 college games.
But you see the thing is?
Yeah.
The fans don't care. Get him on the floor.
I hear that. I hear
people would rather see him fail than seeing him sit on the bench because people don't want to watch Eli no more.
I understand. I love Eli. He's my favorite player ever, and I don't want to see him no more. I want to see a change.
Let me tell you something about Eli. He's a gunslinger, and he's one of those quarterbacks. He don't care. He has an attitude where he don't care. Before the last 3 years of his crazy season that he's been having, I loved him because he would just sling the football. And sometimes fans just want to see a quarterback just fling the football. That's what he was good at.
I didn't mean to miss that, Asia. I almost missed your super chat. I was so into the conversation. Asia Robinson says, "Stand up, Chris." Thank you so much, Asia, for the donation. I really appreciate that. And if anybody else donated, I apologize. I don't think anybody did. I'm trying my best to pay attention to the chat. But thank you, Asia. No, that's what I loved about Eli. Eli was not a guy that cared about his stats. He never did. He was a guy that went out there, and if he saw an opportunity to make a play, he went and
he would do it.
And he did it. He had that Brett Favre mindset. And I'm a guy that doesn't care about, I mean, obviously you don't want your quarterback throwing picks, but I admired the fact that he wasn't afraid to fail.
That's one thing. He had amnesia coming into the game.
Yeah.
He had amnesia.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do need to have that, especially when you're going against, a quarterback like Tom Brady. And you know what's so funny? For the Patriots fans that come into a Giants stream, that has to be heartbreaking just to enter this stream of Giants fans because you allow a quarterback like Eli, of all quarterbacks, to beat y'all twice.
Well, Patriots are probably okay with that. They won 6, but
that's like me walking into a Cleveland stream when I know I hate LeBron since 2007. I would never enter that. because I hate LeBron James.
Well, I'd say Bobby's a very good subscriber of mine. He is a very good subscriber of mine. Yes, he is a Patriot fan.
Jesus. But other than that, I said the Giants just put themselves on a timer because of that trade. It's just like the Porzingis, because for you to get rid of a talent like that, regardless of anything, and got what you got back in both cases, the fans would want a little more from that Odell thing. That is the thing. It's like when you have the main commodity, you should be able to squeeze whatever you can. So as a fan, you'll be like, bro, we had the star player. Why did we give it up for a bag of, not say a bag of onions, but unknown talent? That's the thing with, like, the last guy that called, trade Saquon for what?
Yeah, no, you can't trade. I just want to say thank you to Jim Aragoni for the super chat. I really appreciate that. They can't trade Saquon. That to me is insane. I would never trade Saquon. Odell Beckham.
Bro, he came in here and took Odell's spot as a leader.
Even people that are the biggest Odell Beckham fans have to admit he has faults. I mean, the guy's a lunatic sometimes on the field. He goes to the media. Saquon Barkley, there was no faults to his game. The only fault I can see anybody having in Saquon Barkley is they think that we should have taken a quarterback. But him on the football field, he is a perfect player. He's a perfect guy on and off the field. He's a great leader. He's what you want in a New York Giant. I would never trade Saquon Barkley.
For him to come into, as young as he is, to come into a football team full of men and lead that team the way he did last year, that tells you a lot about the player. And you don't get rid of players like that.
No.
You do not ever in your life get rid of players that know how to could be leader of men. That is the most important thing of being a man in sports, is to lead a group of men at that young age.
I'm with you.
You don't ever get rid of that.
I would never trade Saquon Barkley. He's a Giant for life as far as I'm concerned. I pay that guy whatever he needs to be paid. He looked
the part. He plays the part.
Yeah, no, he's the guy, man. He's the guy. Most teams say you got to build around a quarterback. I look at it like he's our quarterback. He's the guy that you build the team around. He's the leader of this team. We're going to build the team around him, much like the Rams build the team around Todd Gurley. Same thing. We're going to build the team around Saquon Barkley. He's our guy. And I love Dave Gettleman for taking him. It took balls. People said, oh, you got to take Sam Darnold. You got to take Josh Rosen. You got to take Josh Allen. You got to take a quarterback. No. He said, I got a guy here that I just can't pass up. He's too talented. And I applaud him for taking Saquon Barkley. The balls that it took to take him. And I'm happy he's my general manager, because he makes moves that a lot of general managers wouldn't have the balls to make. And yesterday was another example of that.
And just imagine trading him like Guamo. I'm looking in the chat right now. Guamo. Yeah, lead him to what? Bro, you have to start with someone that can lead men, bro. Just because someone don't lead you to wins, that don't mean that he can't lead men to try to win games. He's going to try to win games. It's a start for him. But for him to come in as a rookie, that is very special, because most men don't respect newcomers.
Right.
You have to work.
I just want to say goodbye to Chris Sonoy. He says, peace out, Chris. Have a good day at school, Chris. Scott Thomas in the chat. What's going on? But I got to let you go. I got people calling in. Always love when you call in, though, Mark. Always love.
All right, man. I just try to call in to boost up your stats,
No, man. You're
try to enjoy. Trying to let the chat enjoy.
Mark, you know I love you, man. You know I love you.
I love you, bro.
Yeah, thank you for the call, my man, and keep your head up.
You too, man.
All right, buddy. What's going on, Papulo MG? Odell was never a leader. He's not a leader. Think for a moment. Odell wasn't being pursued by many teams because of his contract, not his play on the field. The Browns had the upper hand in these. Jake, I agree with you. His contract, the Giants had to trade him for what they could get. And they got a pretty fair price based on the situation that they were in. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. And Let's Go Champ. What's going on? Thank you for tuning in the stream. Sean Rock Taylor, thank you for tuning in. QC, I think you've been here, but thank you for tuning in anyway. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
My man entertainer, Mike Nixon here.
Mike Nixon, who's my first caller last night. Love this guy. What's up, buddy?
Not much, just chilling, enjoying free agent frenzy, seeing what other news happened today and whatnot. You seen Thomas and Ingram went to Baltimore?
Yeah, that's all I know. Has there been anything since? Any notable signing since?
Tyrod Taylor actually signed a 2-year deal with the Chargers.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, not really. I mean, I try to refresh on Twitter and whatnot, but nothing major.
Yeah.
But after sleeping on this, I mean, and thinking about it, I mean, yeah, it's us ever losing Odell, but like you said, the key part of it is cap space. And my understanding, from what I heard, is that we could have close between $70 to $80 million after next year.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is.
No, it is true. We may even have more than that. I mean, yes, at least 80, 75 to 80 at least.
Which I think is perfect because I've looked at the free agents for next year, and who knows? You know how some players they start getting sick of losing. There's one free agent I seen yesterday. I mean, outside linebacker, edge rusher, and if Denver keep losing, I'm sure Vaughn's going to want out of there. I mean, it's probably far fetched, but we got the money to throw to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. I haven't looked at the free agency question yet for next year. I'm curious to see the names myself. I really want to address the defense in next year's free agency. I think they're going to need to bring in one big time pass rusher, a guy that can make a big difference on the defense. Hopefully, one that's young, and a wide receiver, possibly offensive. We'll see, but they're definitely going to be able to bring in pieces, maybe a cornerback. I don't know the market next year, but they're gonna need to replace Jenkins for sure.
One receiver I've seen also, but I mean he'll probably end up resigning is AJ Green. And the crazy thing is when you go on Sports Tech or whatever that is, it shows like the market value.
Mm-hmm.
And they had his market value at like $10 million.
See, that's not always. I use that site too for my free agent. Oh wow, let me just get that. Smash Talk, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, gotta run and go to work. Great chat as always. You all take care and have a great day. You too, Smash Talk. Thank you so much for the super chat. See, I don't always go by that, though, because if you look at Sport Track this year with free agency, they said Zadarius Smith had a $9 million value. He got $16 million. But
I got you.
AJ Green's a guy that I don't know if I'd give him a big contract because of his injury troubles, and he's getting up there in age. I think he's going to be, 31 probably after that free agency.
True.
So not really a guy I would be looking at. I'd be more of a youthful receiver, but we'll see.
I mean,
we'll see, man.
Or sit, like, we might take it, even because I think it's far-fetched we'll get Metcalf. I mean, I wouldn't kind of agree with it taking it at 6, but I mean at 17. I've seen a mock draft today, the only mock draft that they've had up since we made this trade, and they had us taking A.J. Brown at 17, the other receiver from Ole Miss, which I'm completely fine with.
I just want to get Carolina Panthers. I will look for that area code. If I have a lot of people calling in, though, I have to take somebody, but I will look for it. Yeah, well, I'd be fine with that, too. I personally think if they're going to take a receiver now, take them with either that second or that third-round pick we just got. Maybe you get an Andy Isabella in the third.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to use one of the first-round picks on a wide receiver because they have so many holes in more important spots, whether it be whether it be the offensive line or a pass rusher or a quarterback.
True.
So that's just my mindset.
Now the other rumor I've heard is us possibly trading up with the Jets using that 17th and 6th overall pick and getting the 3.
Don't want to do that.
I don't know. I wouldn't do it either. I mean,
I don't want to trade up at all. I don't want to trade up at all. There was nobody in this draft worth trading up for. Kyler Murray, Ace Bazell just said, shaking my head. I don't want to do that. I don't want to trade up for a quarterback. There's no quarterback in this draft worth trading up for. If they traded these picks to go up again, I'd be pissed if they did that. I'd be pissed if they did that.
I agree with you. I mean, interesting enough that Arizona did not come to Murray's pro day, but I mean, apparently they set up a private workout with him. But I still think it's kind of noteworthy that they didn't even show up to see him now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is interesting.
And apparently tomorrow we're supposed to have our meeting with Kyler tomorrow.
I really hope they don't do that, man. I really hope they don't do that. If they do that, man, oh God, that's gonna be bad. I don't want them trading up for Kyler Murray.
I don't think they'll trade up for him, but I mean they're meeting with him because you never know if Arizona doesn't take him, then everything opens up to maybe okay, maybe we do, and you never know. With that fourth pick, that's the only other team right there that I'd be concerned with is Oakland, and at that point, do they either like Kyler better or do they like Haskins better? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if they think Murray's the guy at 6 and they don't have to trade, I mean, I prefer Haskins if they're going to go quarterback. But if I'm not a pro. If they think that Murray's the better guy, I'm completely fine with them drafting Murray at 6. I don't want you trading up though. But that's my take on it.
Now, say we don't do that, and would you be fine with us using both our first-round picks to take care of the defense, or would you rather just go defense and then maybe get an offensive line?
Depends who's there. With the first pick, if they're not going quarterback, I want defense. With the 17th pick, if, say, a Jawan Taylor falls and they have him graded high, offensive tackle, you could go there. Second pick, I think, is just best player available. But the 6th pick, I think you go defense if you don't go quarterback. But,
do you think with that 17th pick we could maybe address safety? Like if we're really high, like on an Adderley?
We could. I don't think it's a glaring need right now with the guy we just got.
Yeah.
We could, but I don't think they will. But I'm going to let you go because I got some people calling in. But thank you so much for the call.
No problem, brother.
All right, my man.
No problem, brother. Have a good day.
You too, buddy. I'm going to wait. I'm going to give the Carolina Panthers guy a chance. He said he's been calling in. I'm going to give you 20 seconds, then I got to take a call. Got to take a call. Can't wait around forever. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Yo.
What's up? Who's this?
Come on now.
Oh, a Detonator. Yes?
Of course.
Okay. I get a lot of calls.
I am. Yeah, I know. Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
What's up, man?
This morning. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, honestly, I'm agreeing with you with the whole Odell situation. Obviously, it's the biggest talk because, Giants channel, but I agree with what you said. He's not going to win you any championships anytime soon. He wasn't going to do with his team the next 3 years. He is not a guy that's going to come in and just make a whole team different. He's a guy that plays for him.
Hello? You're breaking up. You're breaking up, man.
Oh, I am?
Yeah. Now I hear you a little
Can
better.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you a little better now.
All right. Damn, I just went on a 5-minute rant. All right, no, but how about now? Am I still good?
So far, you're good. I mean, I heard you just. You said Beckham's not a guy that's going to win you games. He over the next 3 years, and you kind of agree with most of the things I've said.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, what makes it was just I don't know. I just couldn't. When I heard the news, I was as baffled as every other Giant fan. Even though I may be a Jets fan, I was still baffled. I didn't think it was going to happen this year at all.
Yeah.
I didn't think. I mean, I saw the news reports saying that they were in talks of Browns maybe wanted to go after him, but I didn't think about this year.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I was surprised myself. I thought they could definitely trade him at some point. I didn't think it would be this year. I thought it was going to be next year. I did think they were going to trade him. I thought it would be next year, though, not this year. But I do get the thought process, and a lot of people said you should have waited a year with the cap hit, and they're absolutely right. Financially speaking, it would have been smarter to trade him next year. But by the same token, if you wait a year, you don't know what's going to happen to his value. What if he does the same thing to the Giants that Antonio Brown did to the Steelers, and he says, I need out, I want out, and he kills his trade value, and he threatens to sit out, and you don't know that. So, and what if he gets hurt? The guy's been hurt now the last, 2-3 years? So, the Giants probably felt, let's pull the trigger now while we know we could still get pretty good value, rather than wait a year and gamble that this guy's still going to perform well, not get hurt, and not be a guy that hurts the team on and off the field. So, the Giants probably felt this was the time to pull the trigger.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, it's just, what was he going to what was he going to do? He could have gotten injured again, like you said, and ruined the trade value. He's a very complicated situation.
Yeah.
When you look at Beckham, you're just like, great player, hot head on the field. Not sure how is also definitely not the best locker room fit for every person, and he can make morales go down. But at the same time, he brings energy to the offense. But
I'm never gonna say the guy's not a good player on the field. He's a great player on the field, but
oh no, he's a fantastic player.
But I don't blame the Giants for trading him. Let's put it that way. I'm not one of these people that's like Odell or bust. I'm a Giants fan. But
yeah, exactly.
You're breaking up a little bit. I'm gonna let you go. But Dendon, I just want to say thank you so much for calling in, buddy.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
You got it, man. You got it, man. Thank you for the call. I think Giants will get. They could, Ryan B. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm not predicting it though. That's for sure. What? Troy, I'm going to disagree with that. And I'm not and I think Bell's terrific, but I think Barkley's better. I think they're both great, but I think Barkley's better. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, White Chocolate? It's MH.
MH in the building. Stand up. Actually, as a matter of fact, getting back to that comment, I did my top 10 running backs. I had Barkley 1, and I think I had Bell 2. I might have Bell 3, Gurley 2. But, I mean, I think they're both great. What's up, MH? How you doing, buddy?
I can't believe I got in. I called like 5 times, but I just wanted to give my little insight. I'm just a new Giants fan, so if I get some of my knowledge wrong, then that's my apologies. But I think this trade for OBJ, I mean, I think it's okay. We did get a pick. I mean, I'm surprised we got first out of it, even though it's not like a top whatever first. I think that pick, I don't know if we're going to go with defense or to improve the O-line, but I think we did pretty good. So I just think that's what I think.
Yeah, they probably could have gotten a little more, but at the end of the day, the Giants didn't have the leverage. They were the team looking to trade Beckham. And I think they did a pretty good job of not showing that they were desperate to trade him, but I think they were. I mean, we've heard these rumors now for months that the Giants were shopping this guy. They were trying to get whatever they could for him. I think the Giants, as I said, and been saying, I think they signed this guy to trade him. I think they said to themselves, we don't want this guy being a part of the future of this team. But we know if we don't sign him, we're not going to get near what we should. So let's sign him. Let's have him on the team for another year, and then we're going to look to trade him. And that's what happened.
Yeah, and I think he had, a year after on his contract, so we would have gotten probably less if he was just on a 1 year. So I think, it's similar to the KP one, like how we had leverage, but I think now it just depends, really, yeah.
No, and then the other thing you got to factor in, people said we should have franchised him and traded him before last season. The other thing people got to factor in is he was coming off a big injury. He had only played 3 or 4 games the year before, so his trade value was not nearly as high probably as it is now. He played almost a full season last year, so that was the other thing. The Giants probably felt like they weren't going to get fair value if they didn't sign him and hope that he played a full year this year.
Yeah, and I was looking at some of Bad Dog's videos, and he thinks now, like, there's no need for Eli, and that we need a QB. So are you on that we must take a Haskins or a Kyler with the 6th pick, or are you still patient? Because I'm still patient because I want to improve the defense, because I know the good old Giants back in the day, they were built on the defense. And we, with these trades, with the Vernon trade, with the Landon Collins go, we kind of are trying to rebuild the defense. So,
I am not of the. I'm going to say what I've been saying. I'm not going to be upset if they take a quarterback. I understand if they do. But no, I am not of the mindset that we have to draft a quarterback in this year's draft. That is a position that you do not force. I would hate to see Eli get thrown to the wolves and killed by the fan base, but if they feel there's much better quarterbacks in next year's draft and they want to wait and they don't love any of these quarterbacks, I'm fine with that. We have a lot of holes on the defense. We have a lot of holes throughout the team. So if they say we want to wait 1 more year and so we could get a Herbert or a Tua, we know we're not going to be very good this year with Eli at quarterback. If they want to do that, I'm not going to cry about it.
Yeah, and I heard the Josh Rosen rumors. I'm kind of meh on him. I mean, obviously, I heard, like, if we could get him for, like, I'm hearing 3rd rounders, maybe a 2nd rounder, but I'm still, he is very talented, but his attitude would be a question mark. Because in New York media, you know how it is. People eat you up over the smallest things. So he may take it. He may be a little bit sensitive to that hate. So how do you think? Would you rule out a Josh Rosen trade?
No, I don't even love Rosen, but no, I would definitely not rule out a Josh Rosen trade if you could get. This is the way I look at it. As much as I like Haskins, as much as I think he's a better fit for the Giants than Josh Rosen, if I had a choice of trading a second-round pick to get Rosen and still have my sixth pick, or draft Haskins with the sixth pick, I would have to think long and hard for not trading for Rosen. Because I could now bring in an impact defensive player and still have my future quarterback. So, no, I am completely open to trading for Rosen if the right deal presented itself.
Oh, I got you. I know there's people on the call, and I want them, because since I have this small football knowledge, since I'm basically a one-year fan so far, I want to get to them. So thank you for the call. Stand up, Giants fans.
MH, keep up the great work, man. I know you got a channel you're building over there. Keep up the great work. I appreciate the call, my man.
I appreciate the work, Anthony. Keep grinding.
All right, brother. I didn't even know that, Slick Nick. I did not even know that. So, wow, I didn't know that. Chris Mullen, of course, a St. John's legend. His brother passed away. Wow. Sorry to hear that. I love Chris Mullen. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Chris. This is Anthony.
Anthony, what's going on, my man? How you doing, buddy? Wait, which one? Manzano or Simonelli?
Manzano.
Okay. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I have a question. Do you think I keep up the Dolphins in their quarterback Xavier Howard to extension and stuff like that? With the 3-4 defense, what coverage do they usually run? And do you think he fits in our defense with the coverage scheme they're going to be running? Or do you think do a draft?
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Byron
You're breaking up.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you were talking. Yeah, I hear you now a little bit.
Yeah, sorry. I'm in my garage. So.
Oh, okay. You were talking about about a corner on the Dolphins, I think.
Yes, I'm a Dolphins fan.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if we don't re-sign Xavier Howard and stuff like that with a 3-4 defense. What coverage is that? Are they man coverage, zone coverage, or like a cover 3?
You talking about the Giants?
No. Well, a 3-4 defense when they run their coverages.
It's all depending on the defensive scheme. Not all 3-4 defenses are the same. It all depends on the defensive scheme. Some 3-4 defenses like to blitz a lot more than others. They play different coverages. The Giants, for example,
the reason why I asked that is because I'm watching tape of guys like Byron
Murphy.
What's his name? The guy from Murphy.
Yeah,
I like him, but it scares me with his height. I like taller corners. I like guys like Xavier Howard's height and stuff like that, and Greedy Williams' height, where they have more length to them and stuff like that. When you, as a football fan, when you're looking at corners, do you prefer taller corners like 6'3", 6 foot and above, or do you prefer corners that are shorter, like 5'10", 5'11"?
I mean, in an ideal world, you want size and speed. Now the Giants went out there; they drafted Eli Apple. He was size and speed, and that's what I worry about with Greedy Williams, because the book on Greedy Williams is very similar to the book on Eli Apple when he came out of college. 6'2", could run like the wind, has all the attributes, but he's a poor tackler. And we heard the same things about Eli Apple. And that's what I would worry about with Greedy Williams. I like Greedy Williams, but having size and speed doesn't always amount to being a great player. But, if I was drawing up a guy in a book, and yeah, of course I'll take a 6'1", 6'2" corner with great speed over a 5'10", 5'11" corner. But that doesn't always mean he's going to be better.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, with the Dolphins, I like what they're doing. They're trying to rebuild a team and stuff like that. And I want to draft a replacement for Rashad Jones because he's getting too old. We need to trade him to a team who's going to be in the Super Bowl or in the playoffs. And do out of the safeties in the draft this year, who do you think who's the best strong safety coming out of college this year?
Best safety, I think, is Deontay Thompson.
No, strong safety. Strong safety.
Oh, There's that guy in the that I really like for the Giants in the second round potentially. What the hell's his name? Oh God, he reminds me of Collins. God, what's his name? He's the third ranked safety by most people. I'm trying to remember the guy's name off the top. I just lost him. All right, I just lost him. His connection just went out. It seemed like he had a bad connection over there. Chris is dodging me. No, Whitney, I'm not dodging anybody. Whitney. You trying to call in, Whitney? I'm not trying to dodge anybody. It's tough for me to read the chat when I'm trying to pay attention to phone calls. But we'll be waiting for the next caller. Yes, Abram, rather. Yeah, Abram. John Abram. Is the phone still working? Let me make sure it is. Yep, it is. All right. What's going on? You're on live.
It's Stealth.
Stealth, what's going on, Stealth? I love Stealth, man. You haven't called in a while. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, and I have to keep this short because I'm at 8% battery, and I don't have an outlet near me because I'm right now outside. But I just want to say, great move for the Giants getting rid of Beckham. You cannot give again. I heard your stream last night. I heard Bad Dog stream. You cannot give a wide receiver quarterback money. You don't give them 10% of your cap space. I don't know the $16 million dead cap hit is bad this year. Next year, we're going to be close to $100 million, like $80, $90 million, something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of money. We're going to be able to do a lot of things next offseason. And I've always been saying that I didn't think it was a wise idea to sign Odell Beckham for that reason. For, to give him that kind of money, it makes it very hard to build the team around him. But I think the Giants had the same mindset, but they also had the mindset, we better get something for this guy rather than let him walk, so let's sign him and then trade him. I think that was the plan all along, and I think it came to fruition yesterday.
I don't think I have a feeling I don't think Dave Gettleman. I know at that point when they signed Odell Beckham, they didn't take with the Landon Collins, but I feel like Dave Gettleman didn't want to let Odell Beckham walk, just like what happened with Landon Collins, because that was a big backlash for Landon Collins letting him walk but not trading him. But this would be even worse if they didn't trade him, just let him walk for nothing. So I can see what he's doing.
Yeah.
And
well, they're going to get a third, pretty sure. I got to look into it more, but I'm pretty sure the Giants are going to get a third-round pick for Collins in next year's draft. There's some rule. Yeah, they're going to get a compensatory pick or whatever it's called for Collins in next year's draft. So they will get something, and they probably wouldn't have gotten much more than a third-round pick for him. They were shopping him last year. Now there's rumors they may have gotten a second, but everything I read, they weren't even going to get that for him. So, because people knew he was going to be a free agent.
There's going to be desperate teams out there. Like there's going to be desperate teams that wanted Landon Collins, so they would have maybe even given a first-round pick or something like that, which would have been nice, because then we can be like the Oakland Raiders. But that didn't happen. And I also, one of my teachers, I got in a big argument with her over this situation today. She actually knew Jerry Reese, so of course she does not really care whatever I say when I talk about how Odell Beckham was a smart move, because, she knew Jerry Reese.
Well, some people, and by the way, I just want to say hello to Enzo. Didn't get a chance to say it last night, I don't think. Thank you for tuning in. Stuck in the 80s, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Asia, thank you for coming back. Texas Liberty, thank you to everybody that has been here. Joseph Sandberg. I always want to say it. It's very tough for me to talk to my chats during these call-in shows. I try my best. Scott Thomas. There's going to be some fans that are going to hate the trade no matter what. And there's going to be some fans that love the trade no matter what. And there's going to be some fans that are like, I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach. And that's where that's where we are right now. Some fans, no matter what happens, they're going to, if the Browns do well this year, they're going to be like, well, look what could happen if we had Odell Beckham. But it's not the same thing. It's not the same situation. The Browns were in a much better place than we were going into next year.
The Browns actually had a defense. Giants have a defense. I'm going to tell you, I don't care what happens. The Giants have won a lot of their Super Bowls owing back with having a good defense. The Taylor times that you come recently, Michael Strahan, You know, who else did we have?
Justin
we had Justin
Tuck, O.C. Minora. Yeah, you go down the list. Yeah.
We had all those great players. Defense win championships. Now, I think a lot of the new people, new millennials, are going to say, oh, well, offense is really great. But if you look in account, even recently, this past Super Bowl, the defense only holds one of the best offenses in the league to 3 points. And the defense wasn't even that great, to be fair. It's not like it was a top-tier defense at all. It was just around the middle pack, maybe top 15 defense. That's, you know,
that's why Stealth knows his stuff. He's a smart kid. Yeah. He's going to be running the Giants someday. But, Stealth, I'm going to let you go. I got people calling in, but I just want to say thank you so much for the call, man.
Okay, I have 8% left, so I think it's perfect timing.
All right, buddy.
And I will be recording a video later.
All right, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, bud. All right. Next call. You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
It's the Cattle Dog from Arizona.
Cattle Dog. Let me just answer this question real quick, Cattle Dog. Stephen Lilly, where do I think Hollywood Brown drops? Giants could take him at 17. I don't necessarily know if I want him there, but the Panthers at 16 could make sense. The Giants at 17 or the Titans at 19. Those, I think, are his 3 best potential suitors in this year's draft. What's going on, Cattle Dog? How you doing, buddy?
I'm just curious if you're pissed with all these moves that you're making and not getting much return.
I'm taking a wait-and-see approach. I didn't want to sign Beckham the first time around. I'm not a believer in paying a wide receiver quarterback money. I've been on record saying that since I've been on YouTube. But once he was signed, I said, all right, we'll go forward with it. You know, that's what you do as a Giants fan. You don't always agree with every decision the front office makes. And the same people that wanted Beckham no matter what have to do the same thing now. And I think the Giants signed Beckham to trade him. I don't think he was ever in their long-term plans. I don't. And I think
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's why they trade. I think they knew they were going to trade him the second they signed him. But they couldn't trade him last year for 2 reasons. One, people say they should have franchised him and traded him last year. But if you do that, Beckham was coming off a big injury. He had only played 3 or 4 games the year before, so you weren't going to get near fair value. So they said, let's sign the guy, and then we'll be able to trade him next year if he proves that he's healthy. And that's what happened.
So what do you think about the talk with Murray going #1 to the Cardinals?
I think it's crazy. And it's nothing against Murray. I think it's crazy, though, because the Cardinals last year, this same general manager traded up. So I don't remember what he gave up, but he swapped first. I think he gave up a third and something else. So he gave up assets to move up to get Josh Rosen. And then this same general manager hires a coach who doesn't want Josh Rosen as his quarterback. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I think it's a horribly run organization. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I got news for you. We're not drafting Murray.
Yeah. Well,
if we don't trade that pick, we're taking the big ugly up front Q.
If I was a Cardinal, you're a Cardinal fan?
Yeah.
If I was a Cardinal fan, I would want Quinnen Williams or Bosa, but I think Quinnen Williams is the best player in this year's draft.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
But all the haters and everything that say I'm crazy and old and don't know what I'm talking about, they just signed Brent Hundley, who was Rosen's mentor in college. Why would they be doing these things if they weren't keeping Rosen?
Yeah, as a Cardinals fan, in my opinion, I know a lot of Cardinals fans will be excited if you get Murray's an exciting player, but I don't think it's in the best interest of the organization to do that.
No, we're sticking with Rosen. That's why they brought Clinsbury in here.
Yeah, I would. I would. I mean, there's no reason. Why would you hire a coach to get rid of a quarterback you drafted the year before? That, to my recollection, I mean, for an early first-round quarterback, I don't think that's ever happened, where a team has gotten rid of him after year 1. It's almost expected that a quarterback is going to struggle after year 1. And you guys had the worst...
Especially with the Wilkes-led team.
Yeah, and you guys had the worst offensive line in all of football last year. So, I mean, you guys were ranked the 32nd best offensive line per PFF. So, how could you expect Rosen to succeed under those circumstances? It doesn't make sense to me why you guys would move on from him. I think it's a really bad decision if you do.
Well, you got some good points, and I'll let you get to some other callers and stuff. I got to go back to work, man. The drywall game never stops.
All right, buddy. I appreciate the call, man. Keep doing what you're doing, buddy.
I'll smash that thumbs up when I'm on my way out.
I appreciate that, my man.
All right.
Have
See you later.
Have a good one, bud. I see Bavit's in the chat. What's going on, Bavit? How you doing, buddy? Larry Smith in the chat. How you doing? Noah, how you doing? I'm trying to see who else is in here that may have not been here before. Texas Liberty, I know he's been here. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. Dwayne Basco, what's going on, my man? Thank you for tuning in. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's going on? Blood Red Snake.
Blood Red Snake, man, this guy's great. This guy very knowledgeable. We don't always agree, but when we do, when you call in, it's heated. I love it. You're very opinionated, and I think you agree with me. I think you agree with me on this one.
I do. Hey, listen, guys. Listen, I think this is a knee-jerk reaction from a lot of people that really don't know. Listen, we don't know what was going on behind the scenes and things that Giants know things that we probably don't, and why they let them go. And I think people need to understand this. We saw this coming. I mean, I don't know why anybody's shocked. The only thing I agree with you, the thing I say I agree with you on is I think we could have got more. I think Jabril Peppers is a solid safety, and it fills a hole. I think he's better in coverage than Landon Collins is. Honestly,
I agree.
So I do like that. I think maybe they could have gotten. It upsets me that they didn't get a little. I don't know. I don't get the reason why the Bills didn't want him when they wanted Antonio Brown. That's mind-boggling. I don't think anyone's really talking about that. That just doesn't make any sense. But let me say this though: if the Giants, this is all water under the bridge, and we can all stop. Everyone can stop crying and ready to slit their wrists and everything else everyone's ready to do.
Yeah. He's dropping.
Has finished one season. He's finished one season for us, Chris. He played 12 games last year. Does everybody remember the onside kick against the Bears?
Oh, when
we paid him all that money
when he wouldn't dive for the ball. Yeah,
where he just threw his hands up, Chris, and said, "You know what? Let them get it. Let them come back from 10 points in a matter of 30 seconds. I don't care."
Yeah.
So you want that? Everybody here wants that on their team here. They want a guy that has to go into the locker room every 30 seconds to get rehydrated because he doesn't know how to drink water.
Listen,
I don't understand.
Listen, man, I, as a YouTuber on YouTube, it's hard. It is hard to really tell your true opinions about Odell Beckham because there are a lot of people that are gonna crucify you for saying that.
And I don't know
that you don't like some of the things about the guy's game. But you know what? I'm gonna always tell the truth, and I was never an Odell Beckham guy. And
no, either was I.
But
Chris, he's a great player. Listen, I'm not saying that this guy's not a transcendent player or someone who's like explosive as hell. In my opinion, probably the most explosive, if you want to use that term, explosive receiver in the NFL, where he can take a 4-yard slant and take it to the house. I don't know any other receivers in the NFL that can really do that.
No,
Even Antonio Brown.
No, he is.
Right.
He is.
And I'll give him all that credit in the world. But Chris, you can't pay a guy quarterback money when this team doesn't have any money to begin with and has an aging quarterback who refuses, that no one's mentioning. This is what I don't get. No one is talking about this, how selfish Eli Manning is that Tom Brady, and everyone wants to talk about how Eli Manning's a stand-up guy and he's this and he's that. If he's such a stand-up guy, how come Tom Brady and even Eli's brother, and that when at the end of their careers have taken pay cuts, and this guy's like, you know what? F you, Giants. I'm not going to take any pay cut. I'm going to help the team at all.
Your time.
If I would have told Eli, you got two options. We're either going to cut you or you're going to take a pay cut. Make a decision.
Amen. You know I love Eli, and I completely agree with everything you're saying. I don't think it's a good look for Eli. I think he should. I think he should either retire or take a pay cut because at this point.
And what's he coming back to, Chris?
I don't understand why he's coming back. To be honest with you, at this point.
But let me just say this, and I'll let you run. I know you got other guys. I just want to say this, and I said it, I commented a bunch of times. And I don't know if you agreed or you just, you like what I said, whatever. But listen, all this is the Giants need to get on the phone right now with the Cardinals. Find out. This is the plan. When I'm talking, Chris, and if this is done, if I was this, no one would talk about this Odell trade if I was Jim, because I would be doing this. I'd be calling the Cardinals up and I'd say, listen. What are you doing with the first pick? Are you going to pick Murray or not? Because if you're going to pick Murray, we'll give you our second shit. We'll even take it. Keep those 2 first-round picks, Chris.
Right.
Draft Devin White at number 6, like we talked about. Get that. So now you come away with your quarterback of the future, You come away with that you're paying nothing to. You
Right.
come away with a general for the defense, for the middle linebacker. You can even cut Ogletree if you really wanted to. I'm asking for depth for this year. I'd leave him still.
I agree.
Just in case.
I would have cut Ogletree before free agency if I was going to.
No, either would I. I'd
Yeah.
just keep him. Why not? Well,
Yeah.
we have the money. Just keep him.
Yeah, keep him, and maybe you cut Goodson, but
and then at 17, Chris, the windows are open. You can get A, the best pass rusher available. You can get B, a really good tackle that we desperately need. That we shouldn't. I don't want to put any more money to the line. He's going to have tons of money into that line if he signs Darrell Williams. So draft your right tackle, or you can do Plan C and just go get another.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Trading,
and then that's healthy.
Trading for Rosen gives you a lot of flexibility. There's no doubt about it, because then you just take BPA. You take best player available.
That's right, and
Yeah.
you still have your 6th. Listen, I like Haskins, Chris, but and yeah, I'd be ecstatic to get Murray. But the only way this is going to come out with egg on our face is that the stupid Giants at number 6, because nobody wants a quarter. Nobody is in desperate need this year of a quarterback. Look at the teams. The only teams that I'm worried about is the Raiders, because they're just got John Gruden. He's a loose cannon. You don't know what he's going to do.
Right.
But besides that, they don't need to try. If they trade up to get Haskins, I'm going to be upset, because I don't think it's necessary.
There's no there's no quarterback worth trading up for in this draft.
No, there's not. If I want Haskins only if he falls to us at 6. If he doesn't, then so be it. Let the chips fall where they may. You suck next year, but you draft all defense and a right tackle this year and be done with it. If he can't fall, it's not meant to be. I'm not Dwayne Haskins or Kyle Murray. Neither one.
I hear you,
that's
man.
all I want to say.
I hear you, man. Great call. You're breaking up a little bit, but I heard almost everything
All right,
you
bud.
said. Thank you for the
Yep.
call, buddy. Have a good one. Have a good one.
You too.
I don't know if it's Skype or the people calling in. There's some weird, but great call, Blood Red Snake. Scott Thomas, yeah, it sounds like a piano. Let's take the next caller here. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, White Chocolate. What's up?
Isaiah!
How's it? Listen.
I love Isaiah. Love Isaiah, and I'm sorry if you were trying to call in last night. There was just way too many calls.
Oh, no, Chris.
Yeah.
Did you get my text message today? I told you I'm proud of you, man, because I was happy for you, man, because you deserve all the attention you got last night, because the chat was popping last night. Congratulations, man. You deserve it more than anybody. You're my beautiful White Chocolate, and I don't care.
I love Isaiah. I've met Isaiah now twice. He's going to be at the Giant Jet game. I'm sure we'll be at another Knick game together.
Oh, yeah. Listen, don't worry. Real fans will be there. Real fans will be there. I'll repeat. Real fans will be there.
Yeah, for sure, man. And we talked a little bit before I went live last night, actually. You called me, but I was in a rush to go live. But what's your take on this trade, like on the day after, now that you've had time to recollect and think about everything? What's your take on the trade?
Well, listen, man. I listened to you yesterday. Beautiful takes. You should be on ESPN, man, because I was listening today to everybody, man, and most of them are idiots today.
Yeah.
So people have to understand, and you talked about it, I don't know, like 30 times last night. You don't win when 10% of your cap is to your wide receiver, to one wide receiver. You don't win. People have to understand that. Look at the top wide receivers in the league. They have 0 rings. How many rings does Chris Hogan have?
Yeah.
He has 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, people, and it's more younger fans. It's more younger fans, because if you really listen, most OG Giant fans are not really upset.
Yeah.
It's more the young kids that have the jerseys that love Odell. Listen, kids have to understand this is a 53-man. I'll repeat, the NFL is not the NBA.
Right, it's not an individual sport. And if this was the old days before the salary caps, when you were able to keep your rosters, when the Cowboys and the Steelers were able to accumulate, yeah, of course. But in today's NFL, when there's a cap, having players like Odell Beckham, once they hit max value, the wide receiver position is vastly overpaid, in my opinion, because of what you just said. Look at the teams that are the best teams, that win year in, year out, that are competitive year in, year out. Once they pay their players big money and they sign the long-term contracts, they normally don't do well at the wide receiver position. Calvin Johnson didn't do anything. Fitzgerald, after he got paid, didn't do anything. You go down the list. Now, there's exceptions. People will find exceptions, but it makes it much harder to be a competitive team when you pay a wide receiver quarterback money. It's just common sense.
Chris, Okay, so let me hit you with this, Chris. The championship game, the best wide receiver out of all the 4 teams was Michael Thomas off the Saints last year.
Right.
He was the best. So listen, I love Odell. Odell was great, but let's be real. We were what 6-10, 6-10, 11-5, 5-11, 6-10. We didn't win. People have to understand. People are looking at stats versus the actual numbers, and I'm not saying it was all on Odell because it wasn't. The team was Jerry Reese. Well, we all know about Jerry Reese. He was just horrible. But listen, we didn't win. We did not. We had one winning season, and then let's not forget the one time we got into the playoffs. How many yards did Odell have? How many drops did he have?
How many drops? The boat trip. Listen, I don't want it to sound like I'm bashing Odell. I'm appreciative of what he brought.
No,
to the
of course.
Team. Great player. I'm just never going to be of the belief. I don't care if you're Jerry Rice. In today's NFL, I don't believe in paying wide receivers 10% of your salary cap. I think you could get by with good wide receivers and build the team. The majority of a team's money, in my opinion, should be spent on the quarterback, the offensive line, and the pass rusher. I'm always going to believe that.
No, Chris, 100% agree with you, man. Listen, I don't want to knock the Browns, and the Browns fans deserve this. The real Brown fans that have been through the crap, you deserve to be happy because you guys have. I won't say Super Bowl. Let's slow down about the whole Super Bowl thing because Chris, me and you know. Remember the Eagles super team like in 2010?
Yeah, the dream team. And guess who won the Super Bowl?
Remember the dream team?
Guess who won the Super Bowl that year? Guess who won the Super Bowl that year?
The Giants.
Yeah, and everybody was saying they were going to suck. Yeah.
So, Chris, listen, again, I'm not here to bash Odell. I'm not here to bash the Browns, but everything looks good on paper.
Yeah.
Everything looks good on paper. You gotta mess some things.
T. Williams says Eli's not worth the money. He's definitely not worth the money at this point in his career. I'll be the first to tell you.
Listen.
But there's a reason, and 23 million, and I'm not. He does not deserve that money at this point. He hasn't deserved that money for a few years. But there's a reason quarterbacks make $23 million for a quarterback in today's NFL is about average. Nick Foles just got that. Nick Foles getting 22. That's what you pay for a quarterback. Unfortunately,
I mean, Chris. Me and you both. All right, everybody should know this is Eli Manning's last year. That's almost given.
Yeah,
last year.
If he even makes it, he still could retire. They could cut him. I wouldn't. If I'm Eli Manning, what do I have left to prove? I've won my Super Bowl. Why am I coming back to a fan base where 60% of the fans are going to rip me to shreds? Where I know I'm not going to win it. The only reason for him to come back right now is money and maybe the love of playing. But he's going to get killed this year. He's going to get killed by the media. Man, he's going to get killed by the fans, and there's nothing. They're not going to win this year. If I'm Eli, I strongly consider retiring.
Oh no, I agree with you, man. Like listen, man. Me personally, man. I mean, we talked before. I'm not upset with this trade. The trade, could we have gotten more for him? Yes, but at the end, you're never going to get his value versus in competition. You're just not going to get it.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way trades work when you trade a high-profile player.
You don't get what. Because I mean, how many times have you heard this throughout any sport when you trade a high no play? Oh, you could have got more. Well, it doesn't work like that. And I believe, everybody's talking about now, but Chris, no one's talking about the cap space we're going to have next year. You said it yesterday. We might have upwards of $80 million.
We're going to because the cap generally goes up between $8 and $10 million every year. You're going to have 23 from Eli. You're going to have 20 from Odell. You're going to have 11 or 12 because you got to take a little bit of a dead cap hit from Janoris. So just between that's about 55 plus the 10 is 65 plus Kareem Martin falling off.
We will be fine.
they're going to have $80 million. They're going to have $80 million.
And no one's talking about the line that's looking good right now. I'm looking at the offensive line. It's looking good right now.
The offensive line, at worst, they're gonna be an average offensive line next year, at worst. And that's a huge step up for the Giants.
Exactly. So listen, man, we're fine. It's more the young kids. Young kids got to understand the rule of football. It's a 53-man team. And anytime a team wins the Super Bowl, there's usually there's not crazy amount of Eagles on the team. We'll be fine. We got meat. We got white chocolate. We'll be good. Don't you worry your bottom dollar, okay, kids?
I love Isaiah, man. I love Isaiah.
Chris, I love you, man.
Hopefully the Knicks get back on track. I think they will next year with the cap they're gonna have, and hopefully the Giants in 2 years I think will be good, and New York will be back to where it should be.
No, because I'm. Listen, I'll say this. Did you listen to the James Dolan interview?
I didn't have a chance to. I heard about it. I heard about
it. So you should listen to it. So you should listen to it because he said a little bit about.
I think I literally just lost Isaiah.
Hello?
I lost you for a second. Now I hear you.
Hello? Yeah, no. So you should read it a little bit of free agency, and from what James Dolan said, Steve Mills and Scott Perry had. I don't want to say assured him something's happening, but he made a comment about there are some free agents that want to come here.
Oh, they're gonna get the rent. I have no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, listen, everything will be fine. Listen, Giant fans, you're upset. I understand it, but football. Listen, the Steelers and Giants are not dictated by one player.
Yeah,
that's not how those franchises are run. Giants football for the young kids is going by defense, the run game, and having players with no egos. That is how the Giants are run. Don't fall into the stats, the one-handed catches, because people are forgetting about winning, and we haven't been winning.
That's at the end of the day, that's the only stat I care about. And if you're a Giants fan, that's the only stat you should care about.
Exactly. We're used to winning, Chris. So I don't understand why people are so fixated on one player. Again, Odell will probably most likely be in the Hall of Fame.
He's going.
I will not.
Yeah, no, he's going to be. Yeah.
Will he have a Super Bowl ring? That's the most important thing.
We'll see. We'll see how he does in Cleveland. We'll see how he does in Cleveland.
Hey,
but I just want to say thank you for calling in, Isaiah. Great subscriber of mine. And I gave him a couple extra minutes because I didn't get a chance to talk to him yesterday. But thank you for calling in, buddy.
Hey, chocolate, stay sexy, baby.
All right, my man. Have a good one. All right. All right. Let's take the next call. What's going on? You're on live. How you doing, buddy?
It is stuck in the confused about last night's trade.
He is still stuck in the 80s, but he's also stuck in the confusion of last night's trade. What's going on, buddy? Love this guy, man. We've worked together a few times. We'll continue to. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, and I'm still in shock. And, brother, I got to say, I felt so bad when I saw your video. And just, like you said, you take one night off, and the Giants drop probably the biggest trade in the history. I'm like, because I didn't know you were at the movies. I'm like, where's Chris? We were in the chat, and then I found out you were seeing a movie. I was like, and then Bad Dog, he was MIA for an hour, so.
Yeah, and then when I got back, I went to upload that. I don't know if you've seen my video yet I put out.
Yep.
Yeah, I went to upload it, and it wouldn't upload. YouTube was down. Jet Central couldn't upload his Le'Veon Bell video either. So then I was like, I'm just going to go live, and then I'll upload it. It uploaded at like 1:30 a.m. But, yeah, it was just a crazy... I mean, people still saw it. Whatever, it is what it is. Big news like that, people are still going to watch the video no matter when you put it out if they're Giants fans. But, yeah, man, just crazy, man. I got out of the movies with my family, and I looked at my phone, and I'm like, holy hell, what the hell just happened? And at first I was taken back, but then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? This trade's not that bad. They can make good use out of this trade, and I think a lot of people are going to be reactionary because it's Odell Beckham, and it's Odell Beckham. But whenever you make a trade, you got to think about why the team made it. And I think the Giants had a lot of reasons to make this trade, not just for cap space, also for leadership inside the locker room. There's a lot of reasons to make this trade. And a lot of people last night, I realized, were coming at it with, well, what about Eli Manning? And people have a right, and they're right. Eli Manning's done, and he's making way too much. But it shouldn't be a comparison between Eli Manning and Odell Beckham. They made a decision on Odell Beckham. Now, do you want to say that they should they should cut Eli Manning. It's a mistake. But the difference is Eli Manning, first off, won us 2 Super Bowls. And second off, he's only got 1 year left on his contract. And he's not bad for the locker room. In my opinion, Odell Beckham is. He voluntarily goes to the media to bash his quarterback. The stuff he does on the sideline. And Odell Beckham, yeah, he's a 5-year commitment where Eli's a 1-year commitment. So that's the difference in my opinion.
I'm right there with a lot of the stuff you just said. I got a text from a buddy at 8 o'clock last night. He's like, OBJ to the Browns. And I'm like, why are you messing with me? And then I go to NFL.com and I'm like, wow, this is like legit. And he is a great player. He's a phenomenal talent, but let's be honest, he's been hurt the last 2 years. He's been injured most of his career. He just played through a lot of it. He's a huge distraction. He's got a big contract. Yes, I do feel we got a little more, but in the long run, I think this will be good for the team. With Eli Manning, he's my favorite Giant of all time, just like you. Love the guy, but the truth is in 5 days, he's going to have an additional $5 million bonus. And if we cut him before then, it's $17 million off the cap. So if we're going after Josh Rosen again before then, we're definitely drafting a QB. I love Eli, but we're clearly going for the future here. I mean, the team's not probably going to be good next year.
As I always say, the same thing I said about Odell Beckham in my video is the same thing I'll say about Eli Manning. As much as I love Eli Manning, I am not an Eli Manning fan. I'm a New York Giants fan, and I want this team to do what's best for the team. And what's best for the team at this point in time is to move on from Eli. Now, am I going to scream and curse at the top of my lungs if we have to have Eli one more year? No. Just like I wouldn't scream and curse if we had Odell. They never traded Odell. You got to go with what your team does. But is it in the best interest for the Giants to move on from Eli at this point and start the rebuild? Yeah, I do. I have come to that realization that it is. And that's hard for me to do. I love Eli Manning. I have more of a reason to love Eli Manning than kids have to love Odell Beckham. I realize why they love Odell. But Eli Manning won me 2 Super Bowls. I'm a Mets fan, a Knicks fan, and a Giants fan. I've only seen 2 championships in my life. They both came with Eli Manning as my quarterback. So I have a reason to love Eli Manning, a big reason. But at the same time, it's time. It's time. And it's time to rebuild. And I'm going to love him. I'll probably tear up when he retires. If he retires, I'll be at his Hall of Fame induction ceremony. But, I mean, it is what it is, man. It's time to move on.
I'm right there with you 100%, Chris. Love Eli, but I'm a Giants fan first. And with the team being just broken down and being decimated and being rebuilt, if he plays, this could be another 5-10 or 5-11 season, 6-10, which would put his lifetime record under 500 as a regular season starter. I don't want to see that happen. So go out, at least win a winning record, and not a bad season, especially with no wide receivers really to throw to. So love you, Eli, but it's time to move on.
I agree with you. I don't know if he's going to, but I think it is. There's no reason for him to come back. They're not going to win this year. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Either way, I'm going to be a Giant fan no matter what.
Props to you, brother. I haven't had to check the Guinness Book of World Records yet, but I think you uploaded like 23 or 24 videos in a 24-hour span. So, great job with all the hard work. And I'm not even going to NFL.com for free agent things. I'm just looking at my notifications and like, all right, this guy's here, this guy's here. So great job, Chris. Appreciate it. I know you probably got a lot of people that want to call in and talk about this. Keep up the great work, brother. Hit that thumbs up, guys, and you have a great day, brother.
All right, my man. Thank you so much for the call, buddy.
Take care.
All right. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. 1 second. Hello?
Chris, what's up, man?
What's going on? Who's this?
Yo, I'm a first-time. Now my name's Cody. In the chat.
Okay.
How you doing?
How you doing, Cody? I don't know where you are right now. You're breaking up a little bit.
Sorry, man. I'm on the side of the road calling from Virginia.
Oh, wow. All right, pull over. I appreciate that, my man. How you doing, Cody?
Hey, trade real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, brother. Man, you remember how in Dallas they made a trade for Cooper? Do you remember the reaction everyone gave after that trade went down?
Yeah, well, I was one that said it was a horrible trade for the Cowboys. I was wrong.
Everybody was talking about how Dallas got robbed, man. So it's kind of confusing to me. So I was saying the Giants got robbed in this trade when we got demonstrably a lot more for OBJ. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, and the other thing I agree, we definitely got more than what. Now we should. OBJ's a better player than Amari Cooper, but
of course.
But the other thing that we got, assets aside, was Amari Cooper was not on a big contract. Odell Beckham was, so this also freed up a ton of cap space. The Giants got close to what they could have gotten. I don't think they could have gotten much more than what they did.
Exactly.
Could they have squeezed out maybe a little more? Maybe, but beggars can't be choosers. And when you're looking to trade a player, you got to get what you can.
Yes, sir, man. I think it's going to make our team a lot better, man. I was honestly really happy. I'm a long-time New York Giants fan. I watched them win 2 Super Bowls. I'm 24, so young guy, but I think we're going to be a lot better off of that OBJ. We can't afford to waste all that money outside the tackles, man. I'm not the first person to say that. Won't be the last, but he's going to do great with the Browns. They got plenty of money. I'm excited for the Browns, excited for OBJ, also excited for my Giants, too.
Yeah, I'm excited for the direction of the team because they're getting back to what I think, and everybody's different. Some people like the flashy receivers. Some people want them to air it out like Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not of that belief. I don't think that's how you win in New York. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's how you win in football. I think you win with defense and a great offensive line. The Giants have always been a blue-collar team. That's why I love them. They are about the nuts and the bolts, and they've kind of gotten away from that. And Gettleman came back to get them back on that track, and this move signifies that more than any.
Yeah,
And I'm happy that they're getting back to that. I'm happy.
Yeah, man, we're on the same page as far as that. But yeah, that was pretty much my point I wanted to bring up, man. Everybody was tripping when Dallas got Amari Cooper. Now that we made a better deal, we basically got 2 firsts and a third in my eyes. But
no, I agree with you.
It is what it is.
I agree with you. That's exactly what we got. We got a late first-round pick, a mid-first-round pick, and a third-round pick, and cap space. So I mean, we got a decent price.
Right, man. And everyone's tripping about the last thing I want to bring up, man. Everyone's tripping about Eli Manning. I still got faith in that man. We did a lot of moves on our offensive line. Everyone's always saying, bro, we had the next scoring offense in the NFC East, man. So if we can shore up that defense, I don't have any problem having Eli. Obviously, it'd be nice to have his heir apparent, but I think Eli can take us to the Super Bowl or take us to the playoffs. And once Eli gets into the playoffs, who knows what happens with that, man? But
hey, listen, man, I'm gonna root my.
He's
If Eli comes back, and I think if I had to guess, I think he will at this point. I'm not going to be one of these fans that roots for his failure just because I don't agree with the decision. I'm going to root him like I've never rooted him before, and I am going to hope that he brings us back to a Super Bowl. That's what I do every year. So even though that may be unrealistic and it probably will not happen, you know what? He's my guy. He's going to be my guy till he retires. He won me 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I agree, man.
And I love that guy until he hangs it up. So, I mean, do I agree? Do I think he should take a pay cut? Yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, he earned that money. At the end of the day, he won us 2 Super Bowls. And another thing people don't talk about, and it has nothing to do with contracts, but Eli Manning off the field is as good as they come. The guy's the most charitable athlete in the history of sports. You can look it up. He's donated more to charities than any athlete, I think, ever. If not, he's definitely in the top 3. He's a great guy on and off the field. And even though his play has slipped in recent years, part of that is his age, part of that is the surrounding cast that they've given him.
Rob Anchor.
But what is going on with this phone today? But anyway,
I'm breaking up, Chris.
Yeah, but anyway, man, I just want to say thank you for the call, buddy.
Hey, man, thank you. I'm a big fan of yours, Chris. Thanks for the content, brother. I get a lot of my news from you, believe it or not.
I appreciate the kind words, man, and I'm going to continue to try to get the news out for you, buddy.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on? Who's this?
My name is Darion.
What's up, man? How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Big Giants fan, man.
Good to hear.
I'm a big fan of your show too, man.
I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to call and just say, man, it's crazy that they traded Odell Beckham, but it's okay though.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, you root for the team. You don't root for the player. And I would have the same exact. If they cut Eli, I'm still gonna root for the Giants. I mean, at the end of the day, I root for the Giants.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we got Odell. I think we're Giants fans. We're not Odell. We're Giants fans. It's great what Odell did. It's great what he did for us and all that. But now we gotta leave that in the past and move on. You know?
Yeah. Bavit, I'll try to get you next. I see you in there. I know the first 3. I'll try to get you next, Bavit. Been with me since the beginning. I'm gonna try to get you next. But yeah, man. Listen, man. I'm taking positives from this trade. I think good can and probably will come from it. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but down the line, I think the Giants are going to be a better team because of this trade.
Yeah, for real. Like, at the end of the day, I still think we should. I kind of think that we should go and get Josh Rosen, but I'm not fully, because I'm not on the Dwayne Haskins situation. I mean, he did his thing at college, but I'm not fully at the combine. Everybody was so going crazy. Combine quarterbacks can put up. It's a combine. You're throwing
no shoulder pads. You're in shorts. Yeah, I hear you.
Wangle. There's a whole different player. Just like the Patriots. They don't draft based off of. They'll draft based off of what these guys are running. They draft based off of what they need. You know what I mean? And
Right.
how they can fit. And if you know football, if you don't know the game, then and you just an athlete, then all right, you could be good. But if I'll take somebody that knows the game in and out. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean the
So,
Patriots are perfect examples of that. They don't have the best physical specimens to suit. They get
Yeah,
guys that buy into what they do and guys that fit what they do,
Mhm.
and that's why they're successful year in year out. They take guys that other
Yeah.
teams give up on or they don't view as talents, and the Patriots find a role for them, and that's how you win in football. It's not superstars. It's buying in, and Giants fans know
Yeah.
that better than anybody. I mean, depending on how long you've been rooting for the
Exactly.
team, the Giants have always been not a team of superstars.
Always.
Of course, they've had
Yeah.
individual stars, Lawrence Taylor, but
Yeah, of
overall,
course
they've
we
always
did.
been a team of blue collar guys that get the job done. They as a unit, and that's what they're getting back
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, I know. And it's like back to Tiki Barber. It was like last time I said we had a big time.
Address Hayden?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, we had Amar Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs, but they were not the same caliber as Tiki Barber and Saquon. We can
Well,
all
and
agree
it's the
on
same thing with the tight end, Shockey. Well, I mean, the guy Ballard and Boss weren't as talented as Shockey, but the locker room came together when we got rid of those players, and Eli took off
Yeah.
because of it, and we won a Super Bowl. So I'm not saying
Yeah.
we're going to win a Super Bowl next year. I don't expect that, but
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, a locker room is very important, and the Giants obviously felt that Beckham wasn't good for the
Let's
locker
keep on the
room.
move with Gettleman because there are free agents out there that the Giants could just sign. Like Golden Tate is a free agent,
Right.
and he produced some really good numbers last year. You know what I mean? Some really good numbers last year, especially with the Detroit Lions when he was on there. And then for the Eagles, he had a all right, but it was the Eagles didn't really know how to use it. That's how I say it. But when he was on the Detroit Lions, he was putting up some good numbers. So I say if we give a shot at him, maybe, and throw some money still at the offensive line, and then go in the draft and draft some defensive players, and maybe trade for Josh Rosen, get him maybe a third
good
round
point.
picks or something.
That's a good
Yeah.
point you bring up about Tate. Yesterday, and I don't know if I'm in love with that, but yesterday I heard the rumors that they were, from Josina Anderson, that they were talking to Tate. And I was like, what the hell are they doing? But now that they traded Beckham, and obviously they probably knew they were trading Beckham, now it makes sense why they were
Yeah, it makes sense.
potentially looking at Golden Tate. And who knows, maybe they will
'Cause-
sign Tate.
Yeah, and then the receivers in this draft, like DK Metcalf, all right, we all know DK Metcalf. It looks like he's just a go, just a person that's just going to run straight down the field. He's not really going to cut on a dime and all that other stuff that we actually would want him to do. He hasn't really showed those flashes, especially not when he was in college.
Right.
The throws that they were throwing is basically all go routes. So he's fast on that. But I think I would say, what's the one kid from Arizona State? Harris, right?
Yeah, Harry, yeah.
If we want a receiver out of this draft, I'll go for him. But other than that, I wouldn't worry about receivers. I want Devin White from LSU. Give me him.
Yep.
And then for this pick that we just picked up, I would say, man, I would say just continue to build on that defensive side.
Yeah,
We had some holes to
at 17, me personally, I would want the best available pass rusher, whoever it is, Sweat, Farrell, whoever's there, or if a top tier offensive lineman's still there, like a Taylor or maybe a Jonah Williams. If you don't sign one in free agency, that's what I would want to go with that 17th.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. So I actually think at first I was devastated by this move, but then in the day I was like, man, I'm a Giants fan. It is what it is. I gotta let the past be the past. But at the end of the day, we can still bounce back from it. There's ways for us to bounce back.
At the end of the day, there's a team sport. It's not basketball. It's not an individual sport where you're going to win a championship with one or two great players.
Exactly. Because a lot of people were thinking it's like basketball, man. I'm like, no, it's nothing like that, man.
Yeah, it's about the team, and if they could and there's more important positions than wide receiver that you could put that money towards. If you could get a premier pass rusher, a great offensive lineman with that money, I think that's more valuable. But we'll see what happens, man. But I'm gonna let you go because I got people calling in. I just want to say thank you for the call.
All right, man. Thank you, man, for letting me on. Have a good day, man.
Yeah, man, and thank you for continuing to support the channel. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, my man. Bavith, I'm going to give Bavith 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Because I got boom, 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 boom. Seconds. Can't wait. Can't wait. Gotta take a call. I can't wait forever. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Entertainer, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Thank you for the call.
Appreciate it. It's J-Zac, actually.
Oh, what's up, man? Oh, J-Zac. Yeah, just started a channel
Yeah.
over there. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch your content. I've just been so busy with
No,
the free agent
man. I
stuff,
get it.
man. But what's up, my man?
Man, this all this news is crazy, man. This is crazy what's going on. I was in Kid Blue stream yesterday whenever he found out, and then I called in when I got home, and we were talking for a while about all this news, and he freaked out for a bit, I ain't gonna lie. I think we all kind of freaked out for a bit when Odell got traded like this.
Yeah, I was kind of at an advantage because I had a little time to think about it because I got out of the movies and
Yeah.
I saw it and it took me 45 minutes to get home. First, I'm like, should I just film a video from my phone? But I'm like, you know what? It's already late anyway. It's been out for an hour and a half. I might as well get home and make the video proper and then it wouldn't let me upload. So it didn't upload till like 5 hours after, 6 hours after the fact. But I thought about it. I think this is a good trade. I think
I do too.
Yeah, I think it's a good trade. I really do.
Here's the thing though. Like I'd rather, if I'm being like, I know a lot of Giants fans losing their minds saying fire Gettleman, all that kind of stuff. But the crazy thing is, like, I'm realizing that every time Gettleman makes a move, I'm sitting here questioning him, thinking he's an idiot. But as soon as I let the move resonate with me, I start to get more and more open to it, going, you know what, this isn't too bad. Like, we could if we draft right, we can make the best of all that's just happened. You know, like, look at what Collins got paid. Like, next year, we were not going to get a deal done with Collins. We weren't going to pay him that much money.
Right.
You know, so, like, there's no point in giving him $11 million to have him stick around for 1 year of losing just to not sign him next year.
Right.
You know? And in my personal opinion, I think it's smarter not to cut Eli right now because by not cutting Eli, we have a bigger cap next year. You know, so...
yeah, well,
I think if we...
Well, wait a second. By not cutting Eli, we have a bigger... Wouldn't it be the same? I mean, because you get penalized on this year, not next year if you cut him.
Well, I heard that if we cut him, we have a dead cap for next year as well, is what I heard. I heard we get some dead cap for him next year if we cut him this year.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Okay.
That's just what I heard. I mean, now you have me question it, so now I might want to go double-check some of my numbers now,
yeah,
too.
I could be
but
wrong.
If that's correct...
What I saw was, I think it's almost a $7 million dead cap at this year, but
Yeah.
next year I could be wrong. I'll have to double-check
No, I could be wrong, too. I'm going to double-check now, but going off the assumption that if we cut him, we'll have some more dead cap next year, I think it's actually smarter to keep him here for a year. You know,
well, if that's the case, I agree. But I don't think it is. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, but like I said, either way, it's like cut Eli or not, I kind of don't care at this point. It's like, well, whatever. But I was talking to Kid Blue about it yesterday, and this is all in a perfect world, right? Everything has to go perfectly, and I presented an option to him, right? I was like, okay, let's go with this, right? I was like, let's say at number 6. Let's in this scenario, my personal scenario here, Kyler Murray goes number 1. So at number 6, we drop somebody like Josh Allen or Devin White, somebody like that. And then at 17, we can get a really good corner like DeAndre Baker or Byron Murphy.
Right.
Right. And within our second pick, maybe, hopefully, we can get like Dalton Reisner. And then hopefully we get a notification saying something about how the Giants have traded their next year's second-round pick and a 3 and 4 this year for Josh Rosen. Right. I mean, this is just huge speculation. And like I said, this is a perfect world, but I was telling Kid Blue, like, in a scenario like that, are you still upset? And he was like, no. And I was like, yeah, me neither, but, like, once again, this is a perfect world, you know?
Right.
Like, if we get rid of one of these first rounds for Josh Rosen, I'll be pretty upset.
No, they cannot trade these picks now. They cannot trade these picks. They have to use them, but I think... I'm going to tell you right now, I think this is the best thing the Giants ever did. A lot of people might not like hearing that. I think it's the best thing they could have ever done. Because
and I agree with you, the whole money thing. I didn't like signing Odell Beckham Jr. that much money.
Yeah.
You know, you don't pay a receiver quarterback money.
And I
you don't
think,
do it.
And I think the Giants had this plan all along. I said that.
Yeah.
I never thought about it until after the trade. And I was like, you know what, let me think about this. And I said, you know what, I think the Giants signed this guy knowing they were going to trade him. And they knew if they couldn't just let him walk and get nothing for a talented player like him. And they said, we're going to sign this guy. We don't agree with it. We don't think it's smart to pay a wide receiver this kind of money, but
that's the only way you can get picks for him.
That's the only way you get picks for him. And
is either sign him, take dead cap this year, trade him, get some picks, or let him walk and just get nothing at all.
Yeah,
and get a little bit of cap for this year.
And on top of that, some people said you should have franchised him last year. First off, you don't know if he's going to play, but they said you should have franchised him and traded him. But my argument to that is he was coming off a year where he played 3 or 4 games. So his value was low. Who's going to
in my personal opinion, I feel like Gettleman was hoping he'd have a good year this year, like he did, so that he could trade him.
Right.
You know, I feel like that's kind of been the thing since he took over. He knew Odell was going to be gone.
Jose Reyes, I don't mean to sound depressed. I'm just trying to be calm today and recollect, and I'm still a little tired. I was up very late last night, so I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed. I couldn't sleep last night with all the news between the Jets and the Giants with Le'Veon Bell. I was like, oh my God, it's crazy. And but I didn't fall asleep till like 4:30, 5 o'clock last night. So that's why I got on late. Yeah, and but no, I'm not depressed at all. I'm not. I got to still see what they do with all this cap space and trade and the picks. But I think it's a good move if they do it the right way.
I mean, honestly, I got up. I watched Kyler Murray's pro day. I mean, I don't really care for pro days or combines, in my personal opinion, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. It's like the thing I care about the least. I just care about tape. You know, everybody knows I'm a huge Kyler Murray guy, and I'm thinking. The Cardinals didn't even report to Kyler Murray's pro day today, which I still don't really think means anything, whether they're going to take him or not. I personally don't think they're actually going to take him at number 1. I really do feel like the Giants could take a shot at Kyler. I was watching Pat Shurmur because you could see Pat Shurmur in the camera in the pro day, and he looked like he had some eyes on Kyler. At least when I saw, he was watching Kyler pretty sternly, and I saw him smile a few times.
I know you're a big Kyler guy, and it sounds like. And by the way, Babit, I'm going to try to take you next. I just can't wait for a full minute with people calling in. So I will try, if you could call quick, I will try to take you next. And MH, I don't think I'm going to be able to take second-time callers. It seems, what's up, Rum Boys, by the way? Go check him out. I'm not going to be able to take second-time callers because there's so many people that are calling in for the first time. But I know you're a big Kyler Murray guy. I'm not, but I do recognize why people like him. And I wouldn't be upset if we took him at 6, but I don't want to trade up for him. I don't want to trade up for him.
No, I don't want to trade up for him either. I don't want to trade up for him. If we did, I wouldn't cry about it, but I would be like, I really wanted to use those picks on something, because I do just think Kyler Murray's that good. And for my big board, I think like if he was in the quarterback board last year, I think he'd be the second best quarterback, and I think the gap between him and Baker would be shorter than the gap between him and everybody else. That's just my personal opinion. Not everybody agrees with me, of course. But so like if we trade, I don't want to trade up for him. But if we did, I wouldn't cry about it. Depending on what we lost,
I think
I would love to just have him fall at 6.
I think I would,
and just take a pass rush or something like that. Everybody's talking about DK Metcalf at 6 and a pass rusher at 17. That I would actually cry if we did that.
I'm not gonna cry no matter what we do. I'm a Giants fan, but I'm gonna be pissed.
I'd cry.
I'm gonna be pissed off if they trade up in this draft. There is not a player we're trading up for in this draft. I don't care how much people love Kyler Murray. I don't care how much people love Dwayne Haskins. They are not worth trading up for. They are not.
I don't know, man. I think your quarterback's that. I just think your quarterback's that worth it, man.
They're not a slam dunk. Andrew Luck was a slam dunk. These guys are not a slam dunk.
Oh no, he's a slam dunk. Andrew Luck's definitely a slam dunk. I agree with you on that.
These guys are not slam dunks, and I don't trade up if they're not a slam dunk. Giants stay at 6. You take who falls to you. You don't trade up. You don't, because by doing that, you're putting even more. If you wait at 6 in today's NFL with the salary cap the way it works, if the quarterback don't work out, it's not that bad, because he's only going to cost you on average about $6 or $7 million a year for 4 or 5 years. If you trade up and give up other assets, you're really risking the future of your franchise for the next 3 or 4 years. So you stay at 6. I don't care how much you like these quarterbacks. You stay at 6.
I mean, like I said, if it's up to me, I just thought I wouldn't trade up. I really do hope Kyler falls to the 6. I really don't like Dwayne Haskins, and I don't think any of the quarterbacks are even worth drafting just for whatever reasons. But I know a lot of people are saying, we take DK Metcalf at 6 and a pass rusher at 17. That, I would actually probably be so mad if we did that. I think DK Metcalf is getting crazy overrated because of his combine. And it just blows my mind. Before the combine, nobody was mentioning him as the best receiver in the draft. Then he runs a 4.33, and all of a sudden he just got better.
I don't think that's fair. I think I saw a lot of mocks where he was going first overall at the receiver. But it was much later in the first round. It was like the 20th pick. But if they took him at 17, I wouldn't be crying. But at 6, no way.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let you go because I got people calling in. But I appreciate the call.
Go ahead, man. I appreciate you letting me come in.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
No, have a good stream, man. Later.
You too. Go on. I'm just tired. I'm not upset. I'm not upset about this trade. I wasn't. I'm gonna give Bavit 30 seconds. I can't wait longer than that. I can't wait longer than that. Gotta answer a call. Gotta answer a call. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Buster Cherry.
Buster Cherry, how you doing, my man? How you doing, buddy? Big Jet fan.
Yeah. Great morning.
You know what,
Waking
Bavit?
up,
You know what,
yeah.
Bavit? The problem with the busy signal is maybe that Skype only lets a few calls come through. That might be the problem, and then the other people get busy signals. I only saw 2 numbers coming in at once. I can't. I apologize. If I could get you through, I would. I can't. If there's a lot of calls, I got to take them. But what's going on, man? How you doing, buddy?
Good. Yeah, I was wondering if anybody said anything about this, about the Giants, taking with that 17 overall pick and trading it to the Cardinals for Rosen. I don't know if that even came up in the chat or anybody was even thinking about that.
I don't think they'd have to give up that pick for Rosen. I think they'd give up a second-round pick for Rosen because I think the Cardinals have put themselves in a really bad situation now if they are going to actually do this. We don't know if they are. They could be full of it, but everybody knows they got to trade him now. It's kind of like the Antonio Brown situation where everybody knew they had to trade Brown, so they didn't get what they should, and it's the same situation, and there's not a lot of potential suitors now. The Jaguars went out, they got a quarterback. The Redskins got Keenum for next year. There's only you could say the Patriots, but the Patriots are a late first-round pick. You could say the Dolphins possibly, but everybody seems to think the Dolphins are trying to tank and get a Trevor Lawrence or get a really top-tier quarterback in next year's draft. So I think there's only 3, maybe 4 potential suitors. So I think the Giants could get him for a second-round pick. I don't think they got to give up the 17th.
Yeah, if they don't have to, they don't have to. But he's worth a 17th overall pick.
I would
for what?
If push came to shove, I would.
You would do it?
I don't love Rosen. I've been on record to say I know Jet Central loves.
all right.
I know Jet Central loves Rosen. I like Rosen's talent, and I think he was in a really bad situation last year with that offensive line. My biggest worry with Rosen is how he handles New York, because I'm not in love with his personality for New York. He's very outspoken. He's very he's very opinionated, and I saw what Eli did. I think that's what you want from your quarterback in New York. Asia, thank you so much. Chris, I'm watching your Mets right now. All right, Asia. Hopefully they're doing good. Thank you so much for the super chat. But for a second-round pick, you have to do it. For a quarterback that talented, I wouldn't be so excited to give up the 17th.
Yeah, so what are the Giants going to do with free agency now? Now they got to spend, it says, close to $15 million just on their draft capital alone for other players. So how much do they have left?
Well, the thing is this, though. The thing is this. I see them trading some of those picks. I don't think they're going to spend more than 10 or 11, maybe 12 on the draft. They may have enough money to sign one more decent, like a Darrell Williams, the right tackle. They're not making any more big splashes in free agency, though. They're going to build through the draft, and I think that's the right approach. I know your Jets went out there. You guys spent a lot yesterday, and you should be excited. You got Le'Veon Bell, who's one of the top 3 or 4 running backs in the league. You got C.J. Mosley, a great middle linebacker. You got a good slot receiver. So, the Jets did a lot of big things, but long-term, I don't think that's the way you win. I think you build through the draft. And I learned that as a Giants fan 3 years ago. We went out there, we had a big splash in free agency, and we were great for 1 year. And we made the playoffs, and the defense was top-notch, and then it all went to hell. And I'm not wishing that on the Jets. I hope it all works out, but I don't think for long-term success you build through free agency. I think you build through the draft, and I think the Giants are taking the right approach.
Yeah, as a Jets fan, I still want to say this. Saquon is still the best back in New York.
No,
Yeah.
he's the best back in the league. I don't care that he's only played 1 year. The things that guy could do on a football field, and you also got to factor in Le'Veon. And I love Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell is one of my favorite running backs to watch. And I'm happy. I'm happy your Jets got him. I think he's ultra patient. He's very unique. But the other thing you got to factor in, Le'Veon Bell ran behind one of the best offensive lines in the sport. Saquon Barkley ran behind one of the worst. And the things that Barkley still, I mean, I don't think Le'Veon Bell would be nearly as successful as Barkley. I don't think he's going to be. Well, your Jets could still improve that offensive line in the draft and free agency. You guys probably still have some money to spend, even though you fell asleep at the wheel with the center, Paradis. But I think Bell would be very good for you guys. But I think Barkley's better. I'm not being biased. I think Barkley's that special.
I don't know how they let that guy go, Paris, because thing is, like, he only signed to like a really. They should have gave him like $13 million, some crazy number that a number that they couldn't refuse. Probably what they did with kind of the same thing with C.J. Mosley. I thought they were going to kind of do the same thing, but it didn't even work out at all.
It's funny. It's funny how the Jets contracts worked out because I think Mosley, you guys overpaid. You guys definitely overpaid. $17 million for a middle linebacker for 5 years. But Bell, I thought you guys underpaid. I thought you got a deal on Bell.
Yeah, underpaid.
Yeah, so
we got a deal.
It kind of worked out. One guy you overpaid for, one guy you got to... Because most people thought Bell was going to get at least 5 years. He was going to get more than $15 million a year. So you guys got him on a 4-year deal. I think that's the perfect number. I think he's going to begin to wear down probably in the 4th year of that contract. And you only have to eat it maybe for a year. And I think it was a really good deal by the Jets. And the Jets did a good job not bidding against themselves. Because I think Bell was bluffing, saying that the Ravens were interested. I don't think they were ever interested. And he was trying to get the Jets to offer him more, and the Jets didn't do it. I think the Jets did a good job with Bell.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you go. I know a lot of people are calling in about this, big day. The season doesn't start till September, so a lot of things could happen.
Doesn't start till September. We got the draft now in
in
like 3 weeks now. It's crazy. It's coming up, but
month. Yeah, pretty much a month.
A month, yeah. But man. Thank you so much for the call, man. Thank you for being a subscriber.
Yeah, I was also thinking that the Browns are going to be explode, but that's just my opinion. But I'll let you go. All right, I'll take care, bro.
All right, buddy. Yeah, we'll see about the Browns. All right, I got two. Hold on, hold on. Is this Baviz? Hello? 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 Thought that was Baviz. I could be wrong. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. What's going on, Jeremy? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Chris?
What's going on? How's it? Who's this?
AMG.
AMG, what's up, my man? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. What? I just wanted to know, do you know any free agents next year? Because apparently now with the Odell stuff, it's coming out that we're going to have close to $102 million in cap next year.
You know what? I haven't even looked into it. Let me look into it now while I have you on the phone. NFL free agency 2020, right?
Yeah, because we have $102 million next year to spend.
That's how much we're going to have?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a lot. I didn't think it'd be that much. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now that the free agent tracker for next year, hopefully they organize it well. What position would you want me to look at?
Is Ramsey a free agent next year? Or is that...
I'll look at defense.
Isn't that the draft where Zeke, Ramsey, Bosa, all those came out?
All right.
4 years ago?
I'm going to read off some names, cornerbacks that are available next year. These guys are old, so I'm not going to bother with the Aqib Talibs and the Jimmy Smiths. Eli Apple's a free agent. Vernon Hargraves, William Jackson, Artie Burns at the cornerback position. James Bradbury, not that good.
William Jackson might not be terrible. I think we could get him for a pretty solid deal.
Yeah. Nobody's. I mean, I'm looking at this on the fly, but those are the names that are popping out to me.
Can you check any like just all positions?
Yeah, they're probably gonna show me a lot of quarterbacks, but I'll look real quick. The top names they show are quarterbacks because they're obviously the highest paid.
Yeah, because with $102 million
All right,
I
here's some of the top names. DeMarcus Lawrence, who's franchised this year, he'll hit the open market. Von Miller, Frank Clark, franchise Frank Clark. Von Miller, who probably will be franchised, but we'll see, or it's re-signed. D Ford, Jadeveon Clowney, because all these guys were franchised. Robert Quinn, he's older. Marcel Darius, Dante Fowler. No, Dante Fowler signed, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy Smith, he's older. Joe Hayden, he's older. Gronkowski probably retired. Bradham, the outside linebacker, he'll be 30. Those are just some names. I mean, I haven't had a lot of time to look through it, but those are just some names.
Yeah. How would you like this scenario? So let's say we don't get Rosen or we don't draft Haskins. We just wait till next year for Tua, one of the quarterbacks we can get. We get this year Devin White at 6. At 17, we get somebody like DeAndre Baker, Byron Murphy. In the second round, we go Jeffrey Simmons. I think he's going to fall because of his didn't he tear his ACL?
Jeffrey Simmons, you probably get him in the second round. Yeah, he's not going to play this year if you want him.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. I think this year we should just stack up on defense.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, I like I said, I understand the quarterback and I understand just going defense. Both ways make sense to me. I'm not one of these guys that's penciled in that you have to do one or the other. You know.
Yeah. If you could have, before I let you go, if you could have a perfect draft scenario, what would you want with? Let's just say the first 3 rounds.
So the first 4 picks, their first 2, their second, and their third.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you 2 scenarios. One, we go quarterback. One, we don't. If we take Dwayne Haskins at 6, I don't want to trade up under any circumstance. But if we take Haskins at 6, somehow a top tier pass rusher falls to us at 17, a Montez Sweat. Say we get Sweat at 17, we get Haskins at 6, and then in the second round we get Dalton Reisner. I like a lot. I'm gonna go Reisner in the second, and in the third, off the top of my head, I'm not gonna be able to give you a name, but we get a corner. I want to get a corner in that third round. So and without Haskins, it's the same scenario, just with Devin White instead of Haskins. So. White and a top-tier guy, whether it be Farrell, whether it be Sweat, with that 17th, Reisner in the second, and a corner in the third.
All right. I'm going to let you go. I got to go get my sister.
All right, buddy. All right, buddy. Thank you so much for the call, my man.
All right.
All right, have a good one. What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for the call.
What up, Chris? It's Kyle from Long Island.
Kyle from Long Island. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing better than I was last night.
Yeah, all right. So you took some time out. You breathed a little bit. And what do you think of the trade now?
I still don't love it, but I like it more. I was talking to my stepdad, who was like, Odell hasn't had a complete season, I don't think, ever. So I feel like we might have gotten lucky, and we might have gotten out of a bad injury-prone contract.
Right. You got to. I agree with you. I don't think it was a horrible move. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it makes April a lot more interesting.
Well, of course, it makes things a lot more interesting because now the Giants are starting from scratch. You're gonna have no quarterback after this year. You're gonna get a new quarterback. They'll probably keep Shepard. I think they'll probably keep Shepard. You'll have Ingram. You'll have Barkley. You'll still have some weapons. The offensive line I think they're going to draft another tackle in this year's draft. So you'll have 2 really young offensive linemen for the future, along with 2 veterans. And then I think they still need to get a center next year, probably in next year's draft or free agency. And then on defense, they have a lot they got to work on. But you got Carter for the future, Hill for the future, Tomlinson for the future, Sam Beal for the future. Obviously, the safety they brought in yesterday for the future. So they have some young pieces on the defense to build around, and you got to bring in some veterans in free agency next year to have a good, all-around unit. Of course, they're going to bring in probably at least 1 or 2 top-tier defensive players in this year's draft to go along with the young talent that they have that's up and coming. So I think the future's bright for the Giants. I think people just need to breathe. I think they need to relax. And I think they need to see that, in 2 years, this could be a very good football team.
Yeah, and I want to tell all the Giant fans out there, do not listen to ESPN right now. Do not listen to the NFL Network right now. You're going to stress yourself out. Because the only thing they're going to say is how horrible the Giants are.
Yeah, well, everybody's going to say that because everybody focuses on fantasy football nowadays, and they don't look at the nuts and bolts, what really wins in football, and it's not stats. It's the offensive and defensive line, and that's how you win. And people don't want to. That's the truth.
And I'm going to make Mr. Bad Dog kind of mad at me right now because I know he's a huge fan of Baker Mayfield. I'm calling it. Cleveland does nothing with Odell next year. They go 6-10.
I'm a huge fan of Baker Mayfield too, but not as big as Bad Dog. He's an Oklahoma fan, but I love Baker Mayfield. I thought he was the right pick last year for Cleveland, but they could. I mean, I disagree. I thought Cleveland was going to win the division even before these trades. They have a lot of talent over there on both sides of the ball. But
can I just give you my reason why I think the Browns aren't going to do well? It's nothing really involving the talent.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the head coach who's never been even a coordinator for a full season. Like someone who's never had the experience. Like he has multiple personality. He's not like a Sean McAvey who's been a coach for a long time. That was a coordinator for a long time who eventually became a head coach. So he's been through the system. This guy's never been more than one position coach ever. So it's going to be like I know everyone's saying, "Oh, coaching's not that big of a deal." I'm like, look at the teams that win. Their coaches matter. So I'm really looking at him like, look how like this year with like Ben McAdoo 2 years ago. I hated the way he ran the Giants. I love the way Sherman ran the Giants. I think coaching's so important, and I just don't believe in Kitchens as much yet. And I think he is going to have a lot of problems with an Odell personality. Apparently, he already wants a new contract. I think they're just going to have a lot of infighting, and I'm curious how the coaching staff's going to handle that.
That's a good point you bring up. Rookie head coach. Odell obviously brings drama. One thing I'm going to say about Odell, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, is just guessing at this point, but I don't think Odell's going to act up nearly as much there because I think he's going to have his friend there with Jarvis Landry. I think he's going to gel more with a young quarterback. He has said repeatedly that he hated the relationship him and Eli had. He may have not said Eli's name, but he certainly insinuated it. How he's a married man, they don't get to hang out. I think he's gonna act better there with the team over there. I think Beckham's gonna play well over there. I do.
Yeah, and I got one major question. I'll let you go.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing in the draft this year. Quarterback. What do you think happens if we don't take a quarterback this year?
They take one next year. It's that simple. It's either this year or next. They're not going to wait 2 years.
I just scared. Well, because I like what Dave Gettleman has done. I like the fact that I looked at I'm like, we actually have a nice offensive line. We have 3 great pieces, and we're going to draft it probably the 4th one within the draft at one point, and have a very efficient O-line. But I'm like, Eli can't play forever, and I'll be honest, he's taken a decline. He's still, to me, a Hall of Famer, but he's not of Eli's of 2007 through 2012 when he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
No, I mean, Father Time catches up with everybody. He caught up with his brother. Peyton wasn't good that last year when they won the Super Bowl. They have to move on. I've been saying this now for probably since midway through last season. It's just a matter of when do they do it. Is it going to be this year or next? It definitely will be over the next 2 years. They're taking a quarterback.
Oh, yeah, and I'll see you later, boss man. I'm going to tune into the show tonight for Giant Talk, and I can help you beat Mad Dog this Friday night.
I appreciate that, my man. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tonight.
See ya.
All right, buddy. Jeremy Maynard, I don't know what you're saying, too. I hope we get our franchise quarterback next year. We'll see, man. We'll see. It's either going to be this year or next. Giants need quarterback, O-line, D-tackle. And D-tackle. Yes, those are their 3 biggest needs. And secondary help. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
The Entertainer, what's up?
Whitney?
Yep.
Whitney, I was waiting for this call. I know you love Odell, so this should be a fun one. What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, and I want to clarify. I do love Odell, but I was a Giants fan before Odell came to me.
Yes.
So I just want to make that clear. Only problem that I have is we're doing everything except for what we need to do. Dave Gettleman, I get it. He made a great choice last year because there was a hole that needed to be filled when it came to the running back. So it's obvious. You got it. You know, you have an opportunity to get a great running back. Get it. He did that. This year, we need a quarterback. We don't need help with wide receivers, running backs. We need a quarterback. We need an O-line. We need a D-line. We need safeties or whatever, you know, to that effect. Why is he doing everything else? He let Lance walk. He let Olivier Vernon walk. Rid of OBJ. He's doing everything else except for what he needs to do.
Well, I'm gonna answer the Vernon one first. He didn't let Vernon walk. He traded him, and he got one of the best offensive guards in football, and that was obviously a position in need as well. Vernon is a guy that can't stay on the field. I like Vernon. I think Vernon's one of the most underrated Giants on the team when he plays. He's very good. He's a very good pass rusher. I'm sorry, I heard something in the background there. But
yeah, that's not walkie-talkie.
Oh, okay. No. But Vernon's contract was really bad. He was making $20 million a year, and that's why he did it. It was the contract more than anything else with Vernon, and they did fill a need by bringing in one of the better guards, Zeitler, in football. So I like that trade. Now, you know, it is, and I think they were going to cut Vernon next year anyway. I don't think he was going to be on this team more than one more year at most.
I just don't understand. You know how you get so upset, you just like calm?
Yeah.
Because you're trying not to like blow a blood vessel in your brain.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm just lost for words. I just can't believe.
Well, I mean, it's understandable.
Yesterday.
It's understandable. I mean, a lot of people are very attached to Odell Beckham. He was the most, he was the most popular player in the team. So it's understandable, and it's a trade where we heard rumors. We didn't really think it would actually happen, and it did. And now you have a choice. I mean, some people are telling me in my comments that they're going to stop rooting for the Giants. Well, if you're going to stop rooting for the Giants because they lost a player, you were never a real Giants fan anyway. You were an Odell Beckham fan. That's my answer to that. And but, I mean, I try to take the positives from this trade, and I do think that there are a lot of positives that can come from it. I'm not one of these people that's just going to say, oh, this was a horrible trade. We lost Beckham, nothing good. I disagree. I think a lot good can come from it. I don't think it's going to happen over 1 year, though. I think people have to be patient and let Gettleman do what he's trying to do, and hopefully it works out.
I sure hope so, because I hate to look like the butt of the long run, and I don't want, it would be very unfortunate to see Odell explode, on another team, and that's all he wanted to do in New York. And how I see it is, the guys that were good, okay, if you look back on 2016 season, I believe that's the year we did go to the playoffs, and we lost to the Packers.
Yes.
But if you look back at that season, everybody was motivated. It was a momentum going because the past 2 years, we were losing. And these players that left, that either got, that New York got rid of or traded, these players are good players. You can't take, regardless of what they do on social media, outside of the locker room or inside of the locker room, you can't take the game away from them. And these players that we did have, they were great assets to the team. We're not talking about 10 years ago. We're talking about 3 years ago. So they were tired of losing. And you can't keep, it's like you could bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? You can't keep, building the team, but yet the quarterback is getting older. He's not as, maneuvering as he once was back in 2007 and 2011. When we had Odell on a rookie contract, that's when we should have been looking for a quarterback.
Well,
Because that's what
I'm not going to say you're wrong about that. Ifs and buts, candies and nuts. We can't go back in the past at this point. We got to look towards the future. But one thing I will say about that 2016 team, the 2015 team actually, if you remember, had an unbelievable offense. But they only won 6 games. But that year, that Giants offense was one of the best in the league, which is why everybody thought in 2016, when they went out and spent all that money on the defense with Janoris Jenkins and Vernon and Snacks and everybody else, everybody thought they were going to be great. But that year, the offense was bad. They still won 11 games because the defense was great, but the Giants' offense that year was really bad. But that's why I don't think they moved on from Eli. Eli was coming off a great year in 2015, and they still thought that they could win. So I can't blame them off that 2015 season for not moving on from Eli, because Eli had one of his best years ever in 2015. The offense was great. The defense was horrible. And then they went out and addressed the defense, and then the offense fell apart. And nothing ever came together. It was just bad timing. And then as far as the defense in 2016, they played great that year. Janoris Jenkins was one of the best corners in football that year. Olivier Vernon was really good. Snacks Harrison I'll always love. He was great. But they fell off. 2017, they started to fall off. They started to have injuries. We saw them quit on the team later in the year. And yes, we had one good year with that. But that is why you don't build a team in free agency. That's why you build a team through the draft. It's short-term success. It's not longevity. You look what the Patriots do. The Patriots never build through free agency. It's very rare that you see the Patriots bring in a high-profile free agent. If anything, they let them walk. Trey Flowers was great for them. He just signed $16, $17 million a year with the Lions. The offensive lineman Brown, they let him go. He signed for a huge deal over at, I forget where he went. But, the Patriots, they build the right way. They build through the draft. The Steelers do the same thing, and that's why they're always good. Especially in today's NFL, with the salary cap the way it is, the premium price you have to pay for free agency, the way to win long term, you may have a year or two where you're really good if you do it the short term way with free agency, but the way to have an 8 or 10 year stretch of success is to build through the draft. And I think 2016 proved that. And I think Jerry Reese tried to fill the holes that he had because he couldn't draft to save his life in free agency, and it worked for 1 year and it extended his job. And now the Giants are in the situation they're in now because they went out and spent the way they did. And I think Gettleman's cleaning it up. That's the way I look at it.
Like I said before, I just sure hope Gettleman doesn't become the butt end of the joke, because if that does, God forbid if that happens to be the case, then you let go, that in the long run would have paid off, for the New York Giants. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'll see what happens. In the meantime, though, I will keep listening to your live chat, and I will be tuning into Cleveland football games too.
Well, Whitney, all I'm going to say is you may not always agree with what I say, but I always appreciate that you give me your input and you listen to what I have to say. So that's all I could ask for, and you're a great subscriber of mine, so I really appreciate everything you mean to my channel.
No problem. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I'm going to go ahead and get back to work, and I don't know when the next time you'll be live, but I'll try to stay up for it.
All right, Whitney, thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you, and have a good day at the rest of the day at work.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Well, I don't talk politics. If Gunther brings up Trump again, please kick him out. I don't welcome politics into my channel, so please kick him out if he keeps talking about that. Thank you. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Chris, it's Mike from New Jersey. How are you doing?
Mike from New Jersey. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man.
I was just wondering what you thought about the Giants' wide receiver core now. Do you think that they're going to have to upgrade it and try to get a new number one receiver? Or do you think Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, Corey Coleman are enough for us?
Long term, I think they'll need to bring in another receiver. I don't know if they necessarily have to do it this year. I don't think Shepard's a number one. I think he could be, if he learns how to stop dropping the ball, could be a good number two, a very good number two. But yeah, they could probably use another wide receiver, and if they take one in the second round this year, I'm not going to be upset about it. Even the 17th pick, I won't be upset about it, but
yeah,
I don't think it's their biggest need. Let's put it that way. Not even close.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I pass rusher, quarterback, offensive line, and even help in the secondary, I want to address before I worry about a wide receiver.
All right.
Yeah, that's just my take.
Yeah.
But anything else, buddy?
That's it. Thank you.
You got it, man. Thank you for the call, man. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
Thank you. See you later.
You got it, man. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's up, E? This is Don Dada. What's going on, man?
Long time no talk, Dwight. How you been? I saw you commented. I'm going to get back to everybody's comments. I've just been so busy with all the videos I've been putting out for free agency and the live streams. But how you been, man?
Hey, man, I've been doing okay, buddy. I'm all right, you know. I still listen to you every time, man, you know.
I love this guy.
And so forth.
I love this guy's voice, man. Every time I hear you talk, I feel like I'm at a Bob Marley concert.
Oh, man. Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is going to be all right. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. It's going to be all right.
How you doing, Dwight? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, man, just like you, buddy. Just like you. I was at a movie last night.
Yeah.
I came home at around, 12:30, man. Turn on the TV. I heard Odell Beckham was traded. Man, I was cussing up a storm. I usually don't cuss, my brother, but I was cussing up a storm.
I hear you, man.
I was cussing Edelman. I was cussing everybody, man, you know, but after a while, man, I couldn't even sleep last night, my brother.
I didn't fall asleep till 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I was dreaming about it, man, and I thought it was just a nightmare, you know what I mean? And I woke up in the morning and said, what the hell happened, you know? I was like going off. I couldn't believe it. But you know what, E? I sat down and I listened to everything, man. I listened to everything and I tried to be fair, you know, to both sides, you know?
Right.
And from what I got, E, I tell you something, man. I had to really think about it properly. And I asked myself this one question. I said, how far did we go with Beckham playing for us? How far did we go? Did we win anything?
No.
We went to a championship series, but my God, we got blown out of that.
Yeah.
Okay. What did we really achieve under Beckham?
Nothing. And that's not. And I don't want people to think it's his fault. It's not his fault. It's not. We didn't have a great team. Yeah. But no, nothing. It's not like he brought us glory and championships and yeah. I mean, and you know, you don't build a team around a wide receiver. You just don't do it.
Definitely. And my thing is that if you're going to keep Eli on the team, what's the sense of also keeping Beckham, because you're also wasting another year?
Right.
Because, right. That's the whole thing. If you're going to put 23 million or whatever more million into or invest that in Eli Manning, my God, man, you could be paying Beckham at the same time, because right now you're going to be leaving holes in your whole team. Okay? Right. Somebody got to go here. And Beckham can't suffer because Eli can't get the ball to him. I don't want to see Beckham suffering with the New York Giants if we're going to rebuild.
Right.
Let's do it.
Well,
Let's just do it now.
I think the Giants are doing the right approach, and
Yes.
I think they need to. You know I love Eli. You've been on my channel since the start. You know I love Eli, but it's time. And if they, whatever it is, I'm not gonna cry if they bring him back for one more year.
No.
I'm not gonna be one of these fans that cries. But if I was the GM, I would ask him to retire. I would want him to go out gracefully. I wouldn't want to have to cut him. I would say, listen, man, there's no future for you here. You brought us 2 championships. You are a legend. We're going to have a statue of you one day. We love you to death, what you meant to this organization. But there's no point in you coming back with the heat that you're going to take from the fan base, and we're not going to be able to win you anything. The only reason for you to come back is money, and at this point, you've made more money than you need to make. I mean, and I feel bad for Eli if he comes back, to be honest with you, because he's going to get ridiculed. He's going to get killed. People are going to say, well, you know, this guy's greedy. He should have taken a pay. Just leave, man. Just retire. Go out and, go. You know, we'll see you in the Hall of Fame in 6-7 years. But if he comes back, I'm gonna root for him like I always have. He's a Giant. I love him. He brought me 2 years.
Yes.
I know his days are over, but you know what? I'm gonna root for him till the day he hangs it up, because what he meant for me growing up as a kid and as a Giant fan, I know what he did for me, and that's my mindset on it. But do I think it's the smart move to bring him back? No, I don't. I think they should start the rebuild now.
If we even brought him back, you would have to restructure his whole contract. I think that should have been done. It should have been restructured. We're going to tell him, okay, Eli, we know right now that we're now setting up to get another quarterback here soon, and we want you to be a part of this, okay? Because after you, we have to go on. But, Eli, we need to do some more stuff on the team. We need to fill some more holes. So let's sit down and read this whole contract. And I think the thing that is
Dwight, you still there? You're breaking up a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, I hear you
I'm
now.
here.
I just want to say hello to Jet Central, by the way. He just popped in. I love Jet Central. Thank you for tuning in, JC. If anybody has not done so, please check him out. Great YouTuber. But I missed a lot of what you just said there. You were breaking up.
Oh, basically, I was just saying that the only problem that I have with it is that we didn't restructure his contract. Because I can understand bringing him back, because right now, we're not going to win anything. We have too many holes right now.
Right.
But you can still develop certain players right now, you see what I'm saying, and get a quarterback either this year or next year. So I do see the sense of bringing him back, and of course, as you said, he did so much for us. So I don't really want to have him leave on a bad note, you know what I mean, because Eli, good or bad, that man was a giant. He worked his ass off.
That's our guy, man.
He was a giant. That's right.
And the stuff he took from the media and the fan base, and he always shrugged it off. And you know what, man? I'm gonna love him till the day he hangs it up, man, because he is a giant. Of course. He's one of the few giants. He's a true giant. I mean, Strahan, him, Tuck. Those are guys that I will always love, no matter how bad he is at the end of his career, man. It's like, it is what it is, man. He's a true giant, and so is Saquon Barkley. That's why I laughed when somebody said to trade Saquon Barkley. I said, "You kidding me?" I love Saquon Barkley. That's the guy you build around. But it is what it is, man. Whatever the Giants decide, I'm gonna back the Giants. And now
I will back the Giants.
Yeah. Now am I gonna give my opinion and tell you that when I agree with something, when I don't? Yeah. And that's why I have a YouTube channel. What's the point of listening if I'm not gonna give you my honest opinion?
Definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope Eli moves on for his sake, and I think it's better for the team.
I hope Eli.
Yeah.
Yes, it's better for the team. And I just wish OBJ good luck for the future, man. I don't wish him anything bad, man, because, yes, he was kind of skittish sometimes. Sometimes he made some comments sometimes that I didn't like. But you know what? If it's one thing I can say about Odell, he wanted to win. That man wanted to win so bad he would be crying sometimes. He wanted to win.
I'm not gonna wish him ill will. I hope Cleveland does well. Yeah. I hope he does well.
Definitely.
Obviously, I hope we do better. But you know, if the Giants are out of it, I liked Cleveland to begin with. I love Baker Mayfield, and I'm gonna root for Odell.
Yes.
I'm not gonna root against Odell, and hopefully they do well this year. Hopefully he does well. Hopefully he has a great career, and I got nothing bad. You know, now if he goes out there and he starts bashing the Giants, then maybe I have a different tune.
Yeah. Then we got a problem.
Yeah.
Then we got a problem.
But right now, I got nothing against Odell. I love what he brought to our Giants. Didn't love all the things he did off the field, but he was a competitor. He wanted to win, and I hope he does the best in Cleveland. That's why, and I hope it works out for both teams. You know.
I hope it works out for. But my question for you, man, is this: do you think we got appropriate, what should I say, compensation from the Browns? Because to me, a 17th pick in the first round, a third round, and Jabril, whatever his name is, do you think that was proper compensation, or could we have done better?
All right, well, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to equate I used to collect baseball cards, and when you look up your baseball cards in the almanac, it'll say, oh, you got a rookie Ken Griffey Jr. card, it's worth $90. When you go to sell that rookie card, that don't mean you get $90. You might get 60. So the Giants went out there and they had an Odell Beckham there. They'll say is worth $90, and they shopped him. We know that they shopped him because there were rumors for months that they were shopping him. So they went from team to team to team, and this is probably $70. It's probably not the full $90. It's probably not what he's worth, but it's probably the best that they could have gotten. And that's my take on it. I think they got what they could have. And I think that they see a future without him on the team with the cap space that it's going to create. Jabril Peppers is like a late first-round pick. You got a mid-first-round pick, and you got a late third. And cap space. People got to realize that you also got a lot of cap space. So, and you clean up the locker room a little bit. Everybody knows that a lot of people in the locker room, he rubbed the wrong way. And you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We got to move on. That's all I could say. Could we have gotten a little more in a perfect scenario? Yeah, but we got what we can, and that's all we could have gotten at this point. I mean, we got what we got.
We got what we got. Well, I just want to tell all Giant fans out there, man, and this is my last word, man. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all right.
Love this guy. Love Dwight, man. Thank you so much for calling in, buddy.
All right, you take it easy, buddy. Have a good one.
All right, my man. Have a good rest of your week. Have a good one.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye.
All right, my man. Great caller, man. I love Dwight, man. Always, and I got to get back to his comments. Whenever he comments on my videos, it's like this long. So you could tell he puts his heart into it. He's a diehard fan, and he's called in before in season when the Giants were playing. We always have great conversations. I love that guy. All right, Jeremy, thank you so much, my man. Thank you so much, man. Have a great rest of the day at work. I appreciate that. What's going on? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, so what we getting for our background?
Who is this, by the way? I always like to know who I'm talking to.
Jay's fine.
Who is it?
Jay's fine, girlfriend.
Okay, go ahead.
Who we getting for our background? I know we're getting a first round pick at 17 pick in the first round. Who else we get? What else we going to do?
We got the 17th overall pick. We got Jabril Peppers, who was the 25th overall pick at the safety position 2 years ago. And we got a late third-round pick and cap space for the future.
So who you think we're going to get for? Who you think we're going to get tonight for free agency picks? Who you think we're going to take?
We're not going to get any big-name free agents. Maybe Darrell Williams, but we're not going to make any splashes in this year's free agency because we don't have the money. Next year is where we're going to sign big players.
Yeah.
Next year. That's where we're going to make our splashes.
You think we're going to make a play? You think we're going to make a playoffs this year?
Probably not. No, I don't. I didn't expect to make the playoffs before this, though. So I think as a Giants fan, you got to be patient with the process. And I think in 2 years we could be very good. In 3 years we could be great. If things go according to plan and they build the team properly, they pick the right quarterback, because they're building the foundation already. They have the running back. They're building the offensive line. The defense is good. What?
Aren't we taking the quarterback from Ohio?
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Spotlight Sports Talk. He says, stand up. By the way, JC, Jet Century, says and thank you so much, Spotlight Sports Talk. He says 6 sweater, by the way, quarter zip season. Let's go. JC, if you can, I think people in the chat would love to hear your take on this situation. If you can call in, just let me know. Put it in the chat. I would love to take your call. But if not, don't worry about it. But back to you, buddy. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Are we still taking the quarterback from Ohio State?
Are we still taking the quarterback? We don't know. I mean, Dwayne Haskins, we don't know if he's going to be there for one. And, we could get jumped. Somebody could trade up for him. And we don't know the direction of the team. I honestly have no idea. I have no idea what the Giants are going to do at this point because they have so many holes. They could do so many things. They could take a quarterback. They could take a pass rusher. They could take an offensive lineman. They could do so much with that pick. So I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't. And I think I hope
we take a quarterback. I hope we take him. He looked like he would be good in the NFL for the Giants.
I hear you, man. I'm going to let you go because I'm getting a call right now from JC. Thank you for the call, buddy.
All right.
Have a good one. I think this is is this JC?
I hear you, man. I'm going to let you go because I'm getting a call right now from JC.
Hello?
Thank you for the call, buddy.
Hello?
All right. Have a good one.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on, Chris? How you doing, man?
JC, right?
Yep.
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Hey, doing pretty good, man. I mean, after that Le'Veon Bell signing, I couldn't be anything less than good.
Yeah, well, yeah, Jets fan, you got to be thrilled right now. Obviously, you guys have made the biggest splash of anybody outside of probably Oakland in free agency. And, C.J. Mosley and Bell. Now, I think you overpaid a little for Mosley, but you got to be happy. I mean, he's a big-time playmaker there for the middle linebacker spot. By the way, if anybody has not gone over to Jet Central's channel, whether or not you're a Giants fan or not, he does broad NFL. He knows his stuff. He's going to be on my channel a lot doing Met stuff, so I'm looking forward to that. You had a great stream last night, by the way. You had like 500 people in there.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely some crazy news, but enough Jets talk. I actually want to ask you your thoughts about Odell Beckham, this situation. I mean, my personal opinion on it, and it might not be the most popular opinion, but I think the Giants did not get enough in return. I mean, I get some fans like Rover Sports
wanting to get rid of Odell, like thinking to themselves that you're going to be getting rid of a locker room cancer, and it's going to help the locker room and this and that. Overall, the team is just going to function better. Eli's not going to have the headache. He's not going to have that wide receiver in his ear all game.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally think that you guys could have got a lot more for Odell.
Here's my question for you, and I think your opinion is equally as popular as mine. And I'm not even in love with this trade yet. I need to see what they do with what they got in terms of cap space, in terms of the draft picks. But here's my take on it, and it's what I said to Dwight earlier. And you're right. They probably did not get market value for Odell Beckham. But here's my take on it. If they wait a year, what if Odell gets hurt? What if he continues to do what he's doing? They're going to get much less. They might get stuck in a situation like the Steelers did with Antonio Brown and get next to nothing for him. And the way I look at it is this: if you have a car or a baseball card that says if you have a car that says it's worth $15,000, that doesn't mean you're going to get $15,000. You're going to get what the person buying the car wants to pay for it. And the Giants have shopped this guy around for months. We know they have because there's been rumors, and I'm sure this was the most they could have gotten. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying? And the Giants were dead set on trading this guy. And I go back to last year when I was not a fan of signing him because I don't, and it's nothing to do with Odell. It's more to do with the position. I don't agree with paying a wide receiver quarterback money. But that's just me. Everybody's different. But I think they signed this guy knowing they were going to trade him because they couldn't trade him last year coming off a year where he had only played 4 games off an injury. They would have gotten nothing or not near what he was worth. So I think they got what they could for a guy. Usually when these trades happen, when you trade a superstar, you're not going to get what he's worth. That's usually what happens. But that doesn't mean that good can't come from it.
See, the thing is, and I agree with a lot of your points. I think you make excellent arguments. But the fact remains is that Dave Gettleman signed this guy to a freaking mega deal and commits to him long term, commits a ton of money, a ton of years into this guy. He goes out, he's public about trying to trade, or trying to keep him on the roster and this and that. And then he goes out and trades him and doesn't get enough value. I mean, the fact that he signs this guy in last season and then proceeds to trade him next season, or the following offseason, I mean, it just screams to me that Dave Gettleman does not know what he's doing.
See, I'm going to disagree, but that's what's great about sports. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I think if he didn't sign him, he wasn't going to get anything for him. I think he signed him knowing he was going to trade him. And he signed him. He signed him to trade him. I think he planned this all along.
How does that make?
Well, I'm going to tell you why I think he went to the media and said he signed it. He didn't. I think the reason he went to the media and said I don't plan on trading this guy is because it would hurt his trade value. If people knew they were desperate to trade him, they would have gotten a situation where the Steelers did with Antonio Brown. Everybody knew the Steelers had to trade him, just like everybody knows the Cardinals have to trade Josh Rosen. Gettleman said, I'm going to come at it from a position of power, saying I will listen to offers, but I don't plan on trading this guy, even though I think they were desperate to trade him. So I actually agree with the approach that Gettleman took in the sense that he didn't come out and say, oh my God, I got to get rid of this guy. We need to get rid of this guy because it would have hurt his trade value.
Right, but then you could also flip it the other way and say everybody knew that the Oakland Raiders were going to part ways with Khalil Mack. They did not sign him, and they ended up getting 2 first-round picks back.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But here's the difference between Khalil Mack.
Here's
the difference between Khalil Mack and Odell Beckham. One, Khalil Mack plays a much more important position. He's much more valuable than Odell Beckham in terms of wins and losses as an individual player, in my opinion. 2, Khalil Mack was not a locker room cancer. He was not a guy that you had to worry about changing the culture of your locker room. So I think Khalil Mack had a lot more value than Odell Beckham.
Well, one of the main reasons why he didn't, why things fell through in Oakland is because he was probably going to hold out for a new contract.
You can never blame an athlete for trying to get money, but Khalil Mack was never known as a guy that went to the media and bashed teammates, is what I'm getting at.
It's just this whole situation screams to me. It's really similar to Steve Kahn. Like Dave Gettleman is just throwing stuff against the wall, and he's just hoping that something sticks. Okay, we're gonna sign Odell Beckham. Never mind, I'm getting cold feet. I don't want to do this anymore. Let's just trade him away to whatever we can get for him. You know what I mean? Do you see how people can kind of come to that realization?
No, I listen to both sides, and I get that people say that they didn't get it, but I personally think Gettleman had a plan this whole time. I think he planned to trade Beckham from the start. I could be wrong, but I really feel that he planned to trade Beckham from the start. And I'm not going to say the Giants won this trade, but I'm certainly not going to say they lost it. I got to see how it plays out. Because I think you agree with me in the sense that you would rather build a team in the trenches. You would rather than spend $20 million on a wide receiver. I think it's smarter to spend that in positions that matter more. In my opinion, I know wide receivers are valuable, but you can find wide receivers in the draft, and a quarterback and an offensive line will make wide receivers a lot better. If you could give wide receivers more time to run their routes, if you have a good quarterback, it's going to make wide receivers look a lot better than what they are. So, as good as Beckham was, in the long run, I think this is going to be good for the team. I think they're going to build it the right way.
Right. Just 2 quick points before I get out of your hair, man.
No, yeah, go ahead.
No, I appreciate you having me on. I love your channel. It's one of the best, if not the best, on YouTube for sports. New York Mets, New York Giants football, all that good stuff. New York Knicks as well. And by the way, if anybody hasn't subscribed to Christy Entertainer, go ahead and do that. You guys will not be disappointed. But the last 2 points I wanted to make, you just alluded to it before. You said that you agree with not paying a wide receiver big money. And you said I would probably have to agree with that. And I do agree with that. Which begs the question, why Dave Gettleman obviously doesn't believe that, because he went out and offered the deal to Beckham.
But I'm going to go back and say that he does. This is why. In my opinion, they couldn't just let Beckham walk and get nothing. So Gettleman, in my opinion, looked at last offseason. He said, Beckham's coming off a 3 or 4 game season. I'm not going to be able to get anything for this guy coming off an injury. I am going to sign him knowing I am going to trade him next year if he stays healthy. And in my opinion, that was the plan from the start. And that's why I think he signed him. I think he is of the mindset, I don't want to pay a wide receiver $20 million a year. But in order to get some for this guy, I'm going to have to do it for a year and trade him. I think that's what he did.
I mean, that just seems a little bit too intricate for me. I mean, that's almost saying that, the Cleveland Browns should have picked Baker Mayfield at 1 and then drafted Josh Allen or Josh Rosen at 4.
So, all right, but
to trade Rosen.
Let me ask you this, though, JC.
For more picks.
Let me ask you this, JC. If you were Gettleman, since you said that you believe that, what would you have done? Would you have just let Beckham walk and not signed him and not gotten anything for him?
I think that you should have kept Odell Beckham, because what opportunity do you ever remember in sports where you have the luxury of being able to afford a top 5 wide receiver in his prime, a top 5 running back in the league, not being paid a lot of money, and also in his, he's not even in his prime yet, right? Saquon hasn't hit his prime. I mean, how old is he? 21, 22?
Yeah, 22, 23 next year. Okay, but then you're going against...
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you have a top 5 wide receiver, a top 5 running back, you have a pick in the top 10, and you could go out and pick a quarterback in Dwayne Haskins, who I believe is the number 1 quarterback in this draft. That's the perfect situation, with also Eli Manning on the roster, so Haskins would come in and not be forced to be thrown to the wolves right away. What better situation is there than giving a rookie quarterback, a guy with an extreme amount of talent, a top 5 wide receiver in Beckham, and a top 5 running back in Saquon Barkley?
I'm not gonna. But then you're going against your beliefs, because you just told me you don't believe in signing a wide receiver to quarterback money.
Right, but it's not like Odell Beckham was going to be a free agent.
What do you mean? Last year he was. The Giants had to sign him.
So he was going to be an unrestricted free agent this season if they didn't sign him a big money deal?
Last year. They could have franchised him, signed him, or let him walk.
Well, when did he come out? 2014?
Yes.
Okay, I would have franchised him then.
Now, if you franchise him, though, okay, but then you still have to sign him this year. So, I mean, eventually you're either going to have to sign him to a $20+ million contract for quarterback money, let him walk, or sign him and trade him. Those were the options, and it sounds like you would have paid him quarterback money and let him stay on the roster. I just don't agree with that. But everybody's different. And I go back to Larry Fitzgerald. You look at what the Cardinals went to a Super Bowl when they were paying Fitzgerald on his rookie deal. The second they signed him to a big contract, they couldn't afford to fill the holes they needed to on their roster, and the team went to hell. I wouldn't pay Jerry Rice $20 million a year. I don't believe that the wide receiver position is that. Now, of course, back in the old days, you didn't have a salary cap where you had to worry about, you know what I'm saying? It was different. But nowadays, I don't want to give more than 10% of my cap to a wide receiver. I just don't want to do it.
It's very interesting because that just seems like a really, really intricate plan hatched by Dave Gettleman. I think Odell Beckham's value goes up if he's actually not signed to a big contract because you have all of a sudden you have a lot more teams in the market for him because there's only a set amount of teams that have the money to pay him, right? Like the Jets, the Cardinals, who else? The Colts, probably Niners, But if you're trading him away on a 1 year deal, or with 1 year remaining on his contract, all of a sudden his value goes through the roof because then everybody is in.
You could actually argue that the trade value was higher the way the Giants did it though, because now the Giants already paid the signing bonus, so the team's not having to pay for a signing bonus. They're not have to pay for any guaranteed money. They're just paying for the remainder of the contract. So you could argue if the Giants would have franchised them, they would have got less for Odell Beckham.
Right, which brings me to my last point. And by the way, I don't everything, between me and you, I don't want to start arguments and stuff like that.
No. This isn't an argument. We're just stating our opinions.
For sure, because I know it's your channel and stuff like that. But this is just my honest thoughts. It just goes back to my point in the trade not being, the trade value not being good enough. If this was the Gettleman's plan to get one first rounder, one mid first rounder, and by the way, I just actually got a tweet that Adam Schefter, Darrell Williams is staying with Carolina Panthers. I know he was a New York Giant target. What are your thoughts on that?
Darrell Williams, I after they made the trade for Zeitler, I didn't want Darrell Williams because they already have a lot of money tied up in the offensive line now. I'd rather draft one in the second round. I'd rather get like a Dalton Reisner.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, going back to what I was saying before, I think if Dave Gettleman planned it better, I think if he wanted to trade Odell Beckham and that was the main intention, right? So what you're saying is true. I think they could have done a much better job at marketing him, driving his value up through the roof, just like the Raiders did with Khalil Mack, because then all of a sudden it becomes a bidding war. The New York Jets were involved with Khalil Mack. Chicago Bears obviously were involved with Mack. The 49ers wanted Mack. I heard some rumblings that the Eagles could want him. So all of a sudden it becomes a bidding war, whereas if you kind of play it off like nonchalant like Dave Gettleman did, like, oh, we don't really want to trade him, I guess we'll listen to offers, then you're not going to be getting everybody slamming, just trying to beat down the door to go get OBJ.
Yeah, he might have not made it public, but I think Gettleman talked to a lot of teams. I mean, we heard rumors that the 49ers were interested. We heard rumors that the Raiders were interested. I think he talked to teams. And
yeah, I know the Bills reached out as well.
Yeah, and I honestly think this was the best offer that he was offered. Otherwise, he would have taken a different one. Could they have gotten a little more? Yeah, I think they got a pretty good deal, but they could have gotten more for sure. I think Peppers is a really good safety. You're still paying him on a rookie contract. And that's how I look at it. I look at it like they got a mid-first-round pick, a mid to late first-round pick in a Peppers, and a third-round pick. And
yeah, I mean, you could look at it. Sorry, go ahead.
No. That's the way I look. And cap space going forward. Not this year, but for the future.
Okay. Let me ask you this, all right? Real talk, no bias, no hindsight bias, anything like that. No hindsight 2020, all that crap. Throw it all out the window. Imagine I said this to you tomorrow, yesterday morning, all right? If I were to offer you a mid-first-round pick, a third-round pick, and Jabril Peppers for Odell Beckham, if I said, hey, would you do that trade? Do you think that's a good trade? I would probably say 95% of Giants fans outside of Rover Sports, because Rover Sports would probably take like a bag of footballs for OBJ, just knowing how much he despises him.
No. I would have told you I would have wanted more. For the same,
yeah, you'd be like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah,
I want more than that.
For the same reason that I stated earlier, that I look at it like he was worth, let's say it was a $90 Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. The Giants got like $65 or $70 for it. But that's what happens when you trade stars. It's what happened to the Knicks. The Knicks have cap space now for Kristaps Porzingis. You hope that they could go out and make the best of it. It's a very similar situation with the Giants. You're never going to get fair value for a superstar. Very rare. Very rare.
Right.
That's
I mean,
my
but I guess. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it, man. That's it.
No, I was just gonna say, just to end it off. I think the Giants, in your metaphor here, I think the Giants could have done a better job of trying to sell that Ken Griffey rookie card.
You know what?
As opposed to
I'm not
keeping
going to
it in
say
your attic
I'm not
all
going to
day.
say you're wrong. I'm not going to say you're right. I don't know enough about how what they did in the back channels. They didn't advertise it through
For
the
sure,
public.
and we'll never really know. I mean, what are the facts? The facts are Giants now have 2 first-round picks, and you have to go from there. And you cleared up a ton of cap to help build this team. So financially, it makes a lot of sense moving forward. But as far as on the field physically, I think you missed an opportunity. But that's just my overall opinion.
Yeah, and I think that you'd even agree that the Giants now have an opportunity to build this team the way they want, to build this team the way Gettleman wants. And we all know the way that Gettleman wants to build the team, and they still have a chance to be very successful. It's just going to be without Odell Beckham. That doesn't mean they will be successful, but now they have a future. They have a path. They have a direction. Let's put it that way.
Right, and I think that's where the question kind of arises, or the doubt starts to arise, where we don't really know how Gettleman wants to build this team because he signed him to a mega deal last season. Because, I mean, if your prediction is right, then Dave Gettleman's an absolute genius. But if your prediction's wrong, then Dave Gettleman just has no clue what he's doing.
I think it's right. I really do. I think he signed this guy knowing he was going to trade him. I really do think that. Because, but we'll see, man. We're going to find out. But, I mean, I guess we'll never know the answer to that. But that's honestly how I feel. I would have felt, if I was a Jet fan, I would feel that way.
Yeah, man. But, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that you guys, I really just can't wait to see what you guys do on draft night. And like I said before, anybody listening that's still in the chat, sorry for babbling, but go check out the Entertainment.
No, man, are you kidding me,
channel.
man?
You
could babble all you want. I know people in the chat love you. You know your stuff. You are the best football channel on YouTube. So anybody's not checked out his channel, go and do it immediately. I love everything. Whenever we work together, I love it. So you're always more than welcome to come on the channel.
Yeah, Chris, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for allowing me on the show. Best channel on YouTube, and take it easy, man.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. Thank you for the call.
All right.
So that was Jet Central. Yeah, go check them out, guys, if you haven't done. I know you probably have, but what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for the call.
Hey, Chris. How you doing?
Bobby from Vermont. What a beautiful voice.
Yes.
How you doing, buddy? How you doing?
Jet Central likes to talk a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I like to let him talk because I
like him to talk, but you always get me off like it's 3.
Well, I got a lot of callers, but Jet Central's a special.
I
call.
know.
Yeah,
I'm giving you a hard time. You're my friend. You know that.
Yeah.
Hey, do you see Spitz's? Yes.
What is with the calls there? Everybody's Jet Central was fine. Bobby, do you hear me?
Do you see Spitz's sports yesterday?
Oh, Rover Sports. Yeah, Well, you knew Rover was going to be.
Did you see his video yesterday?
Yeah, you knew he was going to be excited. He can't stand Odell Beckham.
Oh my God!
I can't hear you, buddy.
He says,
"Hello, Bobby. Bobby, I can't hear you. Oh, connection was lost. Oh, now I hear you. Go ahead."
Wasn't he excited about that?
Oh, yeah, of course he was excited. I knew he'd be excited. He can't stand Beckham.
Yeah, he made me laugh. I like that one. That was good. I couldn't stop laughing. Did you laugh at that video?
Of course, I laugh at all his videos. I think he's I think he's over the top. He's nuts to say that.
Like me, I'm over
that the Browns are to say the Browns is gonna suck. I think is crazy. They could, I guess, but to predict that is.
Do you think the Giants are gonna go after the Arizona quarterback?
If he's available, yeah, I think they'll be in the mix.
Then Eli's out, right?
Not necessarily. He could stay on a year as a mentor, but I would hope at that point he would be. But...
I don't think. No, they said the other guy is a mobile quarterback, though.
But there's no point in bringing in Rosen and keeping Eli because Rosen is no longer a rookie quarterback. He's a guy that needs reps.
Yeah, but Eli, that's what I'm saying. They should get rid of Eli.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you think?
If they got Rosen, for sure. Haskins, it makes some sense to keep him on because Haskins has never played. He has limited experience in college. He's played in a college-style offense. I think it would benefit Haskins to sit for at least for half a season.
Right, yeah, but I like the other way better. I think they should pick up Rosen. I'm sorry to say it. It's a bad time.
Nothing to be sorry about. This shows to talk your opinion, your honest opinion. Nothing to be sorry about.
But I do love Eli. Don't get me wrong.
Now we all
but
do.
He can't throw it to even throw it to what's his name, Barkley out of the backfield. He can't throw it to him. You know.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. All we can do.
I love him. I don't want him to leave. You know.
Well,
Are you doing something tonight too with the?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call this. I'm gonna have to call this soon because I'm gonna have Bad Dog on at 9.
You're not calling show though. No calling show tonight, right?
No, talk show.
No, just answer questions about the Giants, right?
Yeah, well, we're obviously gonna talk for a while. There's a lot to talk about, and the chat's gonna have to.
Oh, I know you guys like to talk. You're Italian too, right?
We're gonna talk. We'll probably answer the.
Are you gonna have some chicken parmesan tonight?
Little chicken parm.
Oh, look who's here in the chat.
There's your girlfriend, Whitney. There's your girlfriend.
Hi, Whitney. Hi, beautiful. She's so beautiful. Isn't she beautiful?
Oh God, Bobby.
I got a crush. It's springtime in the air now.
I know.
And when is the next time you talk about Mets?
I'm gonna get into the Mets probably after probably a week or two before baseball season. I'll start having more Met content up.
Okay. Are you gonna watch Syracuse tonight?
What?
And the St. John's is on tonight too.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna try to.
But you have to talk to.
Yeah, I got
Mr.
Bad Dog Show. I'm gonna. What time is the St. John's game?
I think it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, so I'll have to DVR it and watch it after.
Yeah, they're late tonight for some reason.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why.
But,
all right, so anybody else, go in and let them talk.
All right, buddy.
Talk long enough.
No, Bobby, you're the best. Thank you for the call.
Are you going back home soon?
I'm going to probably spend the night here and then, go back tomorrow because I got to go back to work tomorrow.
Oh, you love your mommy so much. You're a good boy. Is your sister with you today, too?
No,
she
was here.
Come with you?
She was here yesterday. She went back
she's here today?
She went back home.
Tell her I said hi.
I will, Bobby.
Tell her Bob from my mom said hi.
I will, Bobby. Have a good one.
You're a great guy, Chris. Take it easy.
All right, Bobby. Have a good one.
Goodbye now. Yeah.
Ooh, what's going on? You're on live. Thank you for the call. We're going to be live for probably another 20 minutes, and then I got to go. What's going on?
Well, this is Texas Liberty. How you doing, Chris?
Texas Liberty. I love this guy, man. What a beautiful voice. What's going on, my man?
Well, I wanted to tell you, stand up, Taylor fans.
What's going on, my man? How you doing, buddy?
Well, I just wanted to call into my favorite sports talk show in the world. And, well, then it's the truth. You know, I'm a harsh critic, but if I love something, I'll tell you that too, man. So that's really it. You guys have covered so much that I don't really have much else to say, but except for I think you guys are going to be okay without Odell. I'm not a big fan, and I know how y'all feel, how you feel, and I really think you're going to do okay.
I agree with you. I think there's a silver lining to this. I think it's going to be painful for a year, but I think the future looks brighter now that he's not here with the cap space it created, with the draft picks, with the youth movement. I think it's a good trade. I think it's going to end up being a good trade.
Well, we'll see. I hope so, man. And I do want to kind of pressure you or ask you to, before the season's over, to sportscast a Spurs game at some point. Because I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs.
Ooh,
but, I would love to hear you and Mad Dog cover, if possible, you know, just a little bit of pressure.
I got to take a look at the schedule. I don't know if it matches up with mine in terms of being a nationally televised game. But if there is one on a day I'm off, I'll do it, man. I got to look at the schedule. I don't know if there's like an ESPN or TNT game on a Sunday or a Monday. But if there is and I'm free, I'll do it, yeah.
Well, of course, availability. But, man, I look forward to that. If not this year, then next year.
Definitely,
because I'm going to catch...
No, definitely next year. If not this year.
Wonderful, man. Well, let me tell you again how much I love this channel, how great it is, and I would like to ask everybody there who does a lot of social media, which I do not, to promote this channel, man, because it's a great one. And if you love it and you spend a lot of time here, get your other friends in here too. And that's it, brother. And happy trails to you until we speak again. So you take care, buddy.
I really appreciate that, Texas Liberty. Everything you do for my channel, it means the world to me, man. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. See you, bud.
Have a good one. Texas Liberty, what a gentleman that guy is. That guy's awesome. That guy is fantastic. Thank you for the call. Yes, I saw that, Sammy. Jet Central just told me that. I didn't expect the Giants to sign Darrell Williams at this. The Giants to sign Darrell Williams at this point. After they brought in Zeitler, too much money already dedicated to the offensive line. Entertain a hint. You got my vote. All right, Mike Nixon. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And we're gonna be live for about another 15, 20 minutes. Take a few more calls. Phones seem to be slowing down just a bit. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys for another 15 minutes or so. Texas Liberty's the man. Let's go, champ. He's the man. Texas Liberty's actually responsible for my intro on the Monday call-in show. That's his voice. Rogue, what's up? I don't know if I got a chance to say hello to you, Rogue. If I didn't, thank you for tuning in, buddy. Sammy Conway, thank you for tuning in. Nash, should the Giants trade... No, I don't want Blake Bortles, but thank you for tuning in. Who wouldn't vote for the Italian study? All right. We're getting a call here. We're getting a call. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, brother, it's me, Ron from Orlando, brother.
Oh, what's up, man? What's up? You called last night. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
How you doing?
You still there? You're breaking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you now. I hear you.
Yeah, it's me, Ron. It's me, Ron.
Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hanging in there, brother. I guess with some of these Giants fans, the sky's falling, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, when you expect that, when a trade like this happens, a lot of fan base is going to be up in arms about it, and I'm trying to be level-headed. I'm trying to take in why the Giants did the trade, and I think it makes sense why they did the trade. And now it's going to be a matter of what they're going to do with what they've got.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's just. I guess it depends on who you talk to, or whether you're talking to. I was an OBJ fan as far as his skill set. I mean, of course, some of his attitude towards certain things, like kind of you said earlier on the channel. I wasn't too crazy about. So there's no denying his talent. But everybody knows in football it's more than just talent. It's about chemistry, character. It's a whole, and it's an ultimate team sport. You can't just be just one guy.
Yep. I'm 100% on board with that. It is the ultimate team sport, and everybody has to. It's 53 men. It's not like basketball.
Yeah.
It's not even like baseball, where if you have a few dominant pitchers, you can win. It's a team sport, and and that's part of the reason why he's not a Giant. I'm sure everybody knows that he was not the best teammate to some of his teammates. So I'm sure that played a factor into why the Giants didn't want him here anymore.
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure ownership had a lot to. I don't think a big move like this Gettleman can make without getting the green light from ownership. Because especially if you look at the franchise teams like the organization like the Steelers and the Giants, they go about business doing things a certain way, and right now with the big fantasy football fans. Everybody's enamored with the Kansas City Chiefs way, and now the Browns. And you start looking at these organizations, I'm like, why should we be modeling our franchise with these guys when we have one more ring than these two organizations? The way the Giants and the Steelers do things, especially these cornerstone franchises, family-owned, they do things a certain way. And I remember Gettleman, in his earlier press conference, he believes in building the team from inside out. He's always said that.
And that's the right way to build it. In my opinion, that's the right way to build a team. I don't care if it's a new era. The way to win football games is still getting after the quarterback and protecting your quarterback.
Yeah.
It's common sense.
Exactly.
That's still the way to win games. And a lot of people will say, well, look at this guy's stats, look at that guy's stats. If you take a lot of these quarterbacks and put them in different situations, they're not putting up those stats. The reason, in my opinion, a guy like Jared Goff is so successful is because of his offensive line. and what the Rams have done there for him. And there's tons of other examples. Are there exceptions? Yes. Aaron Rodgers is unbelievable. He'd be unbelievable in any environment. But those guys are few and far between, and good luck finding Aaron Rodgers. You know, so.
Oh yeah.
You know, but I love what the Giants are doing in terms of the way they're building this team. Do I wish Beckham was still here? Sure. I mean, if it was the right contract and if he, you know, but it is what it is. You know, I think that the Giants in the long run are going to be very successful because of what they're getting back to, and that's building through the line. That's what you have to do to win in football.
The line of scrimmage is so crucial. People don't realize that. It's like the line of scrimmage is like the game within the game. You know, we right now because of social media and cable, you know, we like the big highlights, the touchdowns, you know, the big catches. But you know, what's the purpose of having a wide receiver that gives you 200 yards passing, receiving, and you lose the game? You know, it's like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, where does the game is at? Is it the line of scrimmage? Who's going to impose their will on the other man? And that's how the Patriots do it. You know, the Steelers have, you know, so you look at the history of the Giants is getting back to what you said, running the ball, going after the quarterback, you know what I'm saying, controlling the clock, you know?
Yeah, and running the ball, as much as it's a passing league, still sets up the pass. When you're an unpredictable, it's like any sport. When you're an unpredictable pitcher, like a pitcher, for example, I like to talk baseball because I'm a big baseball fan. When a pitcher's in a 3-1 count, the batter knows what's coming. When the pitcher's ahead and it's 0-2, they don't know. And it's the same thing in football, where if you're in a third and a manageable situation, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4, it sets up so much more with the play calling. And running the ball makes your offense that much more unpredictable. So I always will believe in having a strong ground game to set up the passing attack.
And you have a strong ground game and a strong line, you don't have to have a superstar wide receiver, and you don't have to have a superstar quarterback. It'd be nice to have it, but you know, we could. Right, I think the proof, all the fans got to do right now, especially Giants fans, just look at the last couple of championship teams that have won, and you tell me how many superstar wide receivers have rings. You know, they don't. You know, it goes to show. And then, of course, these wide receivers now, I mean, right now, a report just came out, I think today, that OBJ is already asking to restructure his contract, and he hasn't even played a game. So, hey, Cleveland fans, good luck with that, because it's never going to stop for a guy like that. You know, now he wants to get paid more money. Either he wants to get more guaranteed money, or because, you know, after Antonio Brown, remember when the Giants signed OBJ to that contract? I remember he hit all the news media outlets in New York. Oh my God, the Giants overpaid him. Now, if you start looking at all these other contracts in a couple of years, that contract's not going to look as bad. But he you know, he doesn't want to stay paid. He wants more money now.
Right.
Now he wants more money.
Right. He's always going to want more money. I don't know, man. I don't think they were ever going to win with him on the team. Not with what he was getting paid. So,
I mean, getting quarterback money for a wide receiver, I'm not down with that, bro. I'm not down with that.
Was he fun? Yeah. Was he great? Yeah. But were they going to win with the money he was getting paid? It would have been very tough. Let's put it that way. So, I think the Giants in the end, well, it may not be as fun to watch the team. I think they made the right decision. I do. I really do.
Do you think with this 6th pick? Because my question is, with so many moves are being made right now, I'm wondering, is there anybody in this class that they really feel like? Because I'm wondering, with Eli coming back and him not restructuring his contract, is basically them looking at their options? Say, okay, if they don't like any quarterbacks coming out of this draft, which I don't know if it's Haskins or they're looking at or not, and the free agents are out there, is either. Like, basically say, okay, well, you know what, they just stick with Eli for one more year, and maybe next year's draft class will be the quarterback. Because a lot of people saying, well, why can't you just, well, maybe they say, hey, listen, you know, if you protect Eli, at the end of the day, the question is, if you give Eli a good line, can he still get the job done? Can he still move the chains? I'm not saying to, he's going to be, we all know he's not a mobile quarterback, but can he get you to the playoffs if you give
As much
I believe he can.
As much as I love Eli, and as much as this hurts me to say, and I'm not saying you're wrong about that. Maybe they could make the playoffs if they build the team the right way. But I think it's in the team's best interest to move on from Eli, because same reason with OBJ. He's older, his best days are behind him, and they're paying him a lot of money. It's smarter to go out and draft a quarterback and pay him $5 million a year and use that extra $18 million to fill in other holes. So as much as it hurts me to
Right.
say that, and I love Eli, he's my favorite athlete ever. It's in the Giants' best interest to move on and draft a quarterback, whether it be this year or next.
So you think maybe because in my opinion right now, maybe they haven't gotten no good enough offers to trade him. You know, maybe
They're not going to be able to trade Eli. There's no team. I mean, you look at it. I think there were two teams that potentially could have used his services that are kind of in a win-now mode and really needed a quarterback, but they both got their quarterbacks. The Jaguars got Foles, and the who's the other team? Somebody got the Redskins, right? No, not the Redskins. It was another team. Whatever. Everybody got their quarterbacks that I thought could have been a potential suitor for Eli. So I don't think they'll be able to trade him. I don't think they'll be able to trade him.
But I think isn't it by next week he's due a bonus? I think like a $5 million bonus.
Yep. So if they were going to cut him, if they were going to cut him, they'd do it before then. But I don't think they're going to cut him. All signs point to that they won't.
They will keep him.
Yeah,
oh man. Well, like I said, at least for now, just spring training is almost over. Let's see what the Mets do this year with all the moves they made and
exactly.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna root Eli on. Like I'll enjoy his last season. Whatever. Do I think it's the best decision? No, but you know what? It is what it is. He's a Giant. He won me 2 championships. I'm gonna root him on until the day that he hangs him up. So. That I'm a Giant fan, man, and I'm gonna root for I could disagree with their decisions, but it is what it is, man. He earned it, man. He earned this last year. He won us 2 Super Bowls, so it's if he decides to come back and play, I'm gonna root for him. Am I gonna resent him for? No. Do I think he should have taken a pay cut? Yes, but it is what it is, man. We got to move forward, and this team's not gonna win. This team ain't gonna win next year, no matter what. Anyway, it's about the year after and going forward.
You know what I say, Chris? I would like to know how many Jet fans will trade, will give up for to have 2 of Eli's rings. Jet fans,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Because New Yorkers sometimes can get to a point where it's like that goes to show you that if your player comes to New York and you win 2 rings, but you have a couple of seasons back in between, it's like, brother, I think you got 2 rings. Come on, brother, you got to give me more than 2 rings. New York is a tough town, so you come to New York, you can't. And Eli gives you 2 rings, goes to show look at this guy. He you know how he said. People always say, "Listen, all right, look, he's already washed up." The same quarterback. He hasn't been the same quarterback in about 4 or 5 years. But I think the only reason he's lasted as long is because he had those championships under his belt. Now he probably would have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah, no, that's definitely part of it, and I think part of his struggles early on after the second Super Bowl had to do with the offensive line, because I don't think he lost his talent overnight. 2011 was his best year ever, and then you saw him start to tail off the years after that. I think part of it had to do with they didn't address the offensive line for years, but at this point, yeah, he's not what he was, and we got to look to the future, man. That's what the Giants have to do at this point. But I'm going to let you go because I want to take another call. Before. But I just want to say thank you so much for calling in, man. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
Yeah, bro. Love your channel, bro. Keep it up, bro.
I appreciate that, man. Have a good one. Tear it down and start again. That's what we got to do, man. That's what we got to do, man. That's what we got to do, Tam. I love Tam. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Sterling Shepard in the house. What's going on? All right. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Oh, shit. Hey, Chris. It's Mark Israel. How are you?
You always get in at the end of the show. You did it last night, too. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, no, I just real quick. I actually don't have much to say. I'm just calling because I'm down in the Bahamas right now.
Oh, wow. Can we trade?
What's that?
Can I be in the Bahamas? You could be back in New York?
Yeah. No, I'm down here. Me and my friends, we go different spots. We go fishing a couple of times a year. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, but no, I didn't know if this was going to work where I am. I'm down on some little island in the Eleuthera chain down here, and I just wanted to see if it worked, and it works.
There you go.
Yeah, but just one thing real quick. My buddy just told me. Jason Myers, the Jets kicker. This is what I don't understand. The Jets have themselves a Pro Bowl kicker,
right?
Relatively young, and he's now signing with the Seahawks.
Huh.
Why would you do that? I can't fathom it, but
Yeah, that
anyway.
doesn't make sense. Giants, of course, brought back Rosas this year. He had a great year, and I'm glad they did. Pro Bowl kicker. That does not make sense to me. Myers was
right,
and a lot of people overlook the kicker position. It's a very important position.
Well, except your buddy, what's that kid's name? Chris.
Oh, Chris Tenor, yeah.
Yeah, maybe next time you get him on, ask him what he thinks about it.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in the chat talking about Eric Berry. He was just released. The Giants aren't going to be able to afford Eric Berry.
What, the guy that's from the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, the Giants aren't going to be able to afford to pay for Eric Berry. And they already addressed the safety spot in free agency and through this trade. They got 2 safeties. They're not going to bring in Eric Berry.
No, the Giants aren't going to bring him in. It's not.
Yeah.
Besides, Berry's getting old, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's in his lower 30s at this point. Giants ain't going to bring in Eric Berry.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But, all right, anyway, I'll let you go. I just wanted to see if this worked.
Yeah.
So, all right, I guess I'll give you a buzz next time you got the call-in show.
Yeah,
all right?
Mark Israel, man. Anytime you ever want to call in, you're a great subscriber, great caller. I really appreciate it, man.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
You got to enjoy your trip.
Thanks.
He's 30. Yeah, all right. So I thought he was 30, 31. It's just they're not going to do it, though. They already brought in 2 safeties, and they don't have much cap space to begin with. They're not going to do it. Jack Rabbit and Sam Beal will do. Yeah, I think they're going to take a corner maybe in the 2nd or 3rd round to potentially succeed Jack Rabbit next year and be more depth there, potentially compete with Sam Beal for that 2nd spot. I see them taking a corner relatively early in this year's draft. Yeah, he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid. He's not going to get $13 million a year, but he's going to get paid. White makes an immediate impact on the D. I like White. And he's a guy... He's a guy that you could stick in there and know will be a leader for that team for a decade. So I like White a lot. Oh my God, Rogue, we got to go to the Bahamas together. Let's do it. Jack Rabbit is old, but he's still okay. He's solid. He's not worth what he's getting paid, but he's still a solid corner. He got burnt by the Eagles all the time last year, but I'm not knocking him. But he's not worth what he's getting paid, but he'll be back this year. I'm surprised Berry got cut too, but I guess it makes sense because they just brought in a big time safety. I've been on here way too long, but they just brought in a big safety. You're packing up now, Rogue. Let's go. Let's go. Buns on the beach. Give me about 5 minutes and I'll call in. All right, Nick. I will give you 5 minutes and then I got to go. I've been on here for like 4 hours. Ronald, oh my God, Ronald Martinez, thank you so much for the super chat. He says the Giants will be fine. Just ask Jeremy Shockey. Let's go, Big Blue. Let's build this team from the inside out, people. I love it, Ronald. I love the positivity. I agree with you. That's the way the Giants have always built. They've been a blue-collar team, and I like that they're getting back to their roots. And that's why I like the hire of Gettleman to begin with. We'll see if the trade works out, but I like what they're doing. I would love White. I would love White at 6. A lot of people are concerned with his tackling. I like him. He's a super athlete, great side-to-side quickness. Honey Badger already got signed, Mike Nick. Oh, that's who they signed. Yes, the Honey Badger. There you go. Yeah, that's who. And obviously I wanted the Giants possibly in on him. Very good coverage safety, what we've been missing at that position. I wanted Williams. Yes, I did Panthers God. I initially wanted Williams, and I still wouldn't have been upset if we acquired him. But after the trade, when we traded Vernon and brought in Zeitler, I said to myself, we now have almost $30 million invested between 2 players in the offensive line. At this point, I'd rather us get our right tackle in the 2nd round. Go get yourself a Dalton Reisner. Or even now with the 17th pick, go get yourself a younger offensive lineman. So I wouldn't have been upset if we still got Williams, but he wasn't my prime target after the trade for Zeitler. I love Darrell Williams. I think he's a really good offensive lineman. But after the trade for Zeitler, I was okay with letting him go. You think White will be gone? He could be. He could go 5. It depends. I mean, if Murray's going 1, he's definitely either going to go 5 or later. He's not going to go 2, 3, or 4. That's going to be Allen, Bosa, and Quinnen Williams. It's possible, yeah. He'd have to go 5 to the Bucs. What do I think Barkley could do with a line? I think he'd tear up the league. That's what I think he'll do. I think he'd tear up the league. He'll tear up the league with or without a line. That's how good he is. Could you see Gettleman maybe bringing in a vet receiver like a Randall Cobb for... Maybe. Maybe. They were talking about Golden Tate. Not going to matter. It's not going to matter. It's not going to be a big difference. It was only... I honestly didn't even see the deal Panthers got. He signed for $7 million? Darrell Williams? There's no way. $7 million? What will you do if they keep Wheeler at right tackle? They're not going to, in my opinion. I think they're going to go out there and they're going to get one in the draft. I'd be shocked if they don't. Omkar, a lot of people are worried about his tackling ability. So some people have him going earlier, some people have him going later, but that's what he had a great combine though. Yeah, no, I knew about Dwayne Buchanan. I didn't know about the contract details, but he went to the Bucs. That's a great contract then. Darrell Williams for $7 million, that's a great contract. $9 million was great too, yeah. Got some good deal. I'm waiting for Mike Nixon. He said he's going to call in 5 minutes, about 3 minutes ago, so I'll give him a couple more minutes. Yeah, that's a great deal. Had I known that, yeah, I would have liked if the Giants got him for on a one-year deal for $7 million. Is Mike? Not Mike, rather.
No, man.
Go ahead.
Nick, I was going to say it's Nick, bro. What's
yeah,
up,
Nick, that's what I meant. Yeah, Nick Howard. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. You?
I'm all right, man. Same mindset I had last night, but I wanted to, everybody who didn't get a chance to call in last night, I wanted to give them an opportunity since I'm off work to call in today, talk about this. Is obviously a huge topic. So, yeah, man, what's up, brother?
Oh, nothing much, bro. I just wanted to give you a call a day after, kind of see how you're feeling after you digested it, after Giants Nation digested it a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with the trade. I really am. I can't fully judge it till we see what they do with the pieces they got, like I said, but I love the direction of the team, and I wish your team nothing but the best. I know you guys are bringing in a lot of talent there, and I think you guys will be competitive, but my personal opinion, I don't believe in paying top dollar to wide receivers. I never have, I never will. And I hope it works out for you guys, and it probably will for a short stretch. I think he'll be very good for you guys, and you guys, I think, have a 2 or 3 year window now where you guys could be really good. But I think for longevity, I like the way the Giants are building a team through the lines, through the offensive line, through the draft. I think that's the way to have long-term success.
Definitely, I'm with you on that. But yeah, it's like you said, you got a couple year window until contracts like Chubb or Baker need to be re-upped, and we'll use Odell for that time being, and then probably be in the same boat as you guys, like trying to re-sign them and then looking for somebody to pick them up.
Yeah, but the Cleveland Browns, I mean, as poor as your franchise has been for all these years, you now have an opportunity. I don't blame them at all for going for it. I mean, you guys have a real chance here to do something special. I mean, you really do. With all the talent you got there, you got a quarterback that brought in, it really brought in hope to that franchise, and you have talent. You have talent on both sides of the ball. Myles Garrett, by the end of this year, may be one of the top 2 or 3 pass rushers in the sport. Olivier Vernon, I think, will be very successful there opposite Garrett because he's not going to be getting double teamed if he could stay healthy. Denzel Ward's a nice cornerback. I think now you guys won't be able to take a cornerback in the first because you traded the pick, but I think you guys got a really good team there. I think the Browns, I'm not going to pick you guys to go to the Super Bowl still, I won't say that, but you guys are definitely going to compete. I think you guys will make the playoffs, and anything could happen once you make the playoffs. So I think you guys have hope there for the first time in a long time, and I'm happy for you guys.
Definitely, yeah. We kind of inserted ourselves in the discussion at the end of the year in that big four of Patriots, Colts, Chiefs, and probably us now.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are in the discussion now. You're definitely a team that nobody's going to be taken for granted, that's for sure.
Yeah, but looking back on it now, I heard the news earlier today that Thomas signed with the Ratbirds. That kind of makes me a little bummed out because I don't know. With looking back on this deal, hindsight's always 2020. Now I want my safety back, kind of in a way.
Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you. I'm glad we got your safety.
I told you yesterday, man. You're gonna love Peppers, man. He's a beast. A lot of people sleep on him or underrate him. He's a solid player.
I think he was a good pickup for the Giants. He's still really young. He's got a lot of potential. A lot of people were bashing him in the chat. I think it was because they just really hate the fact that we gave up Beckham. But Peppers is a good player and very athletic. I like what the Giants got in return. They could have gotten more, but I think they could make something from this with the picks and with the cap space. I think there's a direction. For the first time in a long time, I think the Giants have a clear direction, and they're building a certain way. With Jerry Reese, it always just felt like we were just selecting a bunch of really good athletes and hoping things worked out, and we never really built in the areas that were most important, the offensive line. And not to say he didn't try. He drafted guys early, but they just never panned out. He never addressed it in free agency. His one big free agent signing on the offensive line was Jeff Schwartz, and that was a complete and utter disaster. And Gettleman's really putting an emphasis on the offensive line, and it's nice to see. It really is.
Yeah, you guys are going back to your bread and butter, what made your franchise. I heard a caller earlier, so I've been in and out of the stream all day, say something about how you guys kind of drafted blue collar, no nonsense, good character guys, ran the ball, got good running backs, got good linemen, and played good defense. You guys are getting back to that. I feel like
that's Giants football, and that's why I love being a Giants fan. They're a blue collar team. They're not a team about the pizzazz, the finesse, the individual superstars. When the Giants are good, they've always been a team. They've been a bunch of good players that come together, and they're great. Obviously, we've had individual stars, but we haven't had many. I mean, Strahan, Lawrence Taylor, a few others, but Carl Banks, Carson. But those guys aren't unbelievable stars. I mean, you look at some of these other teams. I mean, the Cowboys. I mean, you could rattle off tons of names. The Niners, same thing. The Giants. They've always just been they've built it. They've always been a blue collar team, and they're getting back to that. That's. I love it. I love the direction of the team. I do.
Yeah, you guys don't go for hype. You go for pound for pound to character guys.
Yeah, and I think in 2 years Giants fans are going to be very happy with this trade. I really do. I think it's going to take time, but I think they're building it right, man. I'm going to take an optimistic approach with the trade.
Yeah, I hear you. That's the best way to be, right? But looking back on it on my end, I'm happy to have Odell being a Brownies fan, but like I said, I really want my safety back, man. Thomas getting signed up now. Now I just gotta hope that you guys or my boy Rum Boys and his Redskins don't retain Haha, because that's kind of really all that we kind of have to look at as far as safety wise. I mean, I heard. Is it true that what's his name from Kansas City got cut?
Yeah, Eric Berry. Yeah, everybody in the chat just said that. Yeah.
Dang. Well, since we got Dorsey, we probably might take a look at him. Yeah. I forget if he's a free or strong, but we got Randall, and Randall can switch to either one.
Yeah, Berry. I mean, depending on the contract, makes sense. You guys still have cap space, which is crazy to me with all the names you've already brought in. Yeah, I mean, you guys are in win now mode. Why not at this point? Just go for it. If you're gonna jump in, jump all the way in. So yeah, Barry might make sense for you guys. I didn't even think about that. That might make sense for you guys.
That might be a good pickup, but still, I'm a little sad to see Peppers go. I mean, picking up Odell, he's a generational talent. I'm not worried about him off the field or his antics or his attitude or whatever. I think, being paired up with his best friend Jarvis, going to high school, college, all that together, being best buds, I think if there's ever a problem, Jarvis will nip that in the bud immediately.
Yeah, and I think he'll gel better with Bayfield than he did with Eli Manning. And he's not in the... I mean, obviously you guys are going to get a lot of media attention because you have hype, but it's not like New York. So it's a much better situation for Odell. And I think it's a better situation for both teams, to be honest. I think the Giants, long run, it's going to work out better for them. And I think it's going to work out for Odell, too. I think he's going to perform well there for you guys. So, we'll see, man. We'll see. But
I'm not worried about, like, the extra media exposure or anything like that. Because, I mean, last year I was a little with having Hard Knocks. I thought, like, that young team wouldn't be able to handle it. But everybody kind of was pretty good about it.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I just want to – I'm going to wrap up the show, man. But I just want to say thank you for the call, man. I always like outside fans' perspective, especially from a team that we just made a huge trade with. And thank you for being a great subscriber, man. You always shout me out, whether it's on my channel, whether I'm in another channel. So I appreciate everything you do for me.
Oh, yeah, for sure, my man.
All right, buddy. I'll see you tonight, hopefully.
All
I'm going
right,
to be
man.
on live with Bad Dog tonight on our Giants show.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
All right, take care, my man.
All right. Entertainer, I know this is off topic, but I want your opinion on the Jets free agency, Mosley, Bell, Crowder, etc. All right, real quick, it's called. I think you overpaid for Mosley. I think you got a great deal with Bell, and Crowder was a good pickup. I think Jets had a very good offseason. I think the Jets will be a competitive team. Yeah, Bavit, I'll definitely talk to you Saturday. I think the Jets had a good offseason. I do. I mean, they had to. They had all that money, but Le'Veon Bell, you got on a good deal. $13 million for John Latat. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Scott Thomas, love you too. I appreciate that, John Latat. He says, the entertainer. Sports 54, man. I own this fan. I'm tuning out. I've been on here for 4 hours. So I've been here all day. I wanted everybody to get an opportunity to call in and say their piece about this. And finally, it seems like the lines are dying down. So I said I'll go live. I'm off today, so I'm going back to work tomorrow. But tonight I'm going to have Bad Dog on. We're going to say our piece together on the Giants show, so you won't want to miss that. It's a great show. We'll be live at about 9:45, maybe 9:40. So that should be a lot of fun. I cannot stay on anymore. I am on fumes right now. But I appreciate that, Mike Nixon. Thank you very much. You can go back and watch the replay if you got 4 hours to kill. But I will see you guys tonight, hopefully, again, tonight. It's going to be a lot of talk between me and Bad Dog. Don't expect a lot of chat interaction because it is a huge topic. We are going to talk. We are going to say our piece. We'll say hello to the chat when you guys come in, and we'll dedicate 15, 20, 25 minutes answering questions from the chat. But Bad Dog and me are going to say our piece. We're going to speak on it. It's going to be a really good talk show. So I'm looking forward to it. But I appreciate that. Let's go, champ. Texas Liberty, I'm going to go eat for sure. Bavit, man, great subscriber. Thank you for tuning in. Alex Sports, have a good one. Bottom, thank you very much. Sam, Daniel C. Scott Thomas, man, thank you guys for being here the whole time. Whoever was here the whole time, whoever popped in at all, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being great Giants fans. Rosen for a third. Yeah, you do that in a second. Whitney, it was a pleasure talking to you. Always love talking to you. Tam Hill, love you, man. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. I'm going to try to get to some of my comments after I eat. Some of the people that commented on my videos, always try to get to every comment I can. Sterling Shepard, what do you think about Rosen for a second-round pick? Probably do it. Rogue, have a good one, man. Thank you for tuning in. About him, have a good one. Thank you to everybody who tuned in, everybody who called, everybody who hit that thumbs up, everybody who joined the channel. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being great fans. Thank you to everybody who donated. If I missed one, I don't think I did, but if I did, thank you to everyone who tuned in. But have a good one, guys. I'll see you guys in a little bit.